Hey again, everybody. Hey, Sinistello. We are going to continue working on the Enchanter. And I wrote earlier this stuff of we have items that somehow manifest buffs. And how do we want to keep track of this? So let's write some ideas down. Option number one, we track an item buff ID, or more like Enchanter buff, maybe. Can't just be a buff because this also needs to encapsulate the parameters of the buff. Yeah, item maybe Enchanter buff ID for each item. And then when we go to use the buffs, we have some system for converting them into effects in battle. Wee buff time. Oh, there's one other thing that I hadn't thought of, which is that right now adventurers are the only thing that can have effects, but we might want an effect on a battle itself. Yeah, I don't have a way of doing that right now. But hey, Kevin. Hey, Dark. We don't have a way of adding effects to the battle itself. This would be needed for something like every 5 seconds heal an adventurer for 10% of their health. It can't go on an adventurer because that adventurer may die. Or it could go on an adventurer and we just run certain effects, even in death. The Supreme hello. Use it while it's still there. Well, I think this is fine. Yeah, I don't think there's any issue with doing this, right? We just manifest buff IDs here. Then when it comes to battle, wait, how do we even figure out where we're putting this? Yeah, it's basically got to be on an. Hey, Thels, could you code the battle instances having environmental effects applied to them? So buffs from Enchanter could be positive buffs, then reuse the same system for, in the fire area, you take X damage every 3 seconds or whatever. Yeah, I'm just saying we don't have a way of doing that right now. Adding one shouldn't be that hard. We just need to add one, that's all. Yeah. Need to add an Enchanter. Yeah, maybe we should call it the environment system or something like that. Need to add a environment effect system. I mean, all I plan on using it for at first would be the Enchanter stuff. The Enchanter buffs can go there. Yeah, if players attempt to close the game, then it's just like in the Matrix where they say, how can you make a phone call if you can't speak? Their fingers just web together and they can't clutch their mouse anymore. That's going to take some powerful magic, though. I'm going to need help on that one. Yeah, I don't think there's really any issue with this. I feel like this is easy enough to do. And maybe they're all environment buffs. Yeah, in fact, they are. They're really just all environment. Well, environment effect ID, which means they're just effect IDs. Then each effect can have a simple function that runs at the start of battle. Make an effect with infinite duration. They are effects, just a special kind. Yeah. Hey, Toulouse. How's it going? Thinking about applying debuffs to instances for extra stuff? Yeah, I think it's possible, but I think the only places where we'd probably do it would be boss instances. But still, we would probably just use this system and it would work pretty much the same way. I'm doing very well. We designed a bunch of stuff. I don't know how much you've been watching, so I'm just going to recap this. We designed a bunch of stuff post checkpoint 3. And yeah, we are now on add equipment to the game. And we're doing it in the form of this Enchanter. And then we have skill trees, bosses, sound effects. Yeah, still a lot to do, but we're making it through it. Okay, yeah, I'm starting to formulate how the system will work. So what are the tasks that we have? The Enchanter then should keep track of which environment effect IDs, or like which items were consumed for buffs and how long remain. And then when making a battle, I guess manifest environment effect ID for each item. When making a battle, apply effects to the battle itself based on the IDs, which I don't think we have an easy way of doing this. This could work like how we create items right now. And then make some example buffs. Yeah, so here are the tasks I think we have to do. I'm gonna just write this down here. Apply effects to the battle itself. Okay, how about we look at effect with lifetime. Wait, I always forget about how this is supposed to work. I wrote them at the top of one of these. Where did I write them? I thought it was effect. Apparently not. Maybe it was timed effect. Ah, yes, here it was. Okay, an effect with both a lifetime and a proc interval. If you only need a lifetime, if you don't need either. Yeah, I think we just make effect. So this is going to be an environmental effect, though. There's an effect type here. What is this? None, buff, debuff. Yeah, we could just add environment here. Yeah, just manifest a new event type or effect type. All right, let's try that. So we'll call this environment. Unfortunately, there's no way to do what I just wanted to do correctly. So environment type buffs. And I guess they're just effects. So maybe we should write them here like environment small power buff. I don't know where I want to put these. I want them to all be in the same ID system. And I think I want them all to have environment at the beginning. But what makes it an environment buff, I guess? Maybe we need a special kind of effect. Do we need a special kind of effect? And I don't think so. I think we have a start of battle thing here, don't we? Oh, please tell me. Come on, there isn't. I know I put this somewhere. Maybe it was for abilities. Base ability. Yeah, initialize. Called at the beginning of the instance. Yes, okay, so we'll just need an initialize for effect, which I guess is when the effect is added, which is always going to be at the beginning of the battle. So I guess this doesn't really matter. I guess the effect itself can just do whatever it needs to do, which is what? It's got to take in the battle system, though, which maybe it does it? It does not. Huh. There's added to entity. I guess that's what we could do. Yeah. Because it'll be added to the entity at the beginning of battle. No, could just use added to entity, knowing that these will be added at the beginning of battle. Oh, but it won't be added to an entity. It'll be added to the battle. And it won't even affect an entity unless we consider the battle to be that entity. Okay, so then, yeah, I think we do need a different category of thing here. Yeah, so this isn't actually an effect then. It's an environment effect. Maybe we shouldn't even call it that. Let's go look at battle system. I did this here. I don't want to do this here. We want to do this somewhere in here. Instead of testeroni, we're going to get like a whole bunch of environment information. So we'd say something like create environment effect. and we'd pass in Testeroni here. And then private void create environment effects. Yeah. So something needs to keep track of these, and then we just need to update them at some point too. Something needs to track these, and then they need to have their own update call that is called from something. All right, so we need a new system. The battle system could have a system underneath it that updates this stuff. It gets an update of its own? No, it does not. Oh, it would be called process though. Yeah, it has a process of its own. But something does this. The effect system does this. Is that just in process? It is. It's just process effects. And this has a delta and calls into update with the battle system in delta. Okay. I could see there being an environment system that also does something here. And we pause it when you're transitioning between stages. I'm piecing this together. I think we're almost there in terms of design. So there's the environment system, or like battle environment system, maybe. I don't know what we call it. And then this, how does the effect system know how to work? Process effects. It goes through everything in the battlers and processes that. Constructed with a battle system. It calls process. It calls update on each of the effects. Each of the environment effects. And the battle system is in charge of adding these things. Yeah, so I think the battle system should have this system, which means we should set up the entire system right here. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think I understand what we're going to do. Let's go take a look. So we have the battle system under here. We're going to add a system under the battle system node. I'm going to call this, let's just think of the name before we do this. Does it make sense for them to be environmental effects? So you are disenchanting a weapon and creating a power buff for adventurers who join the battle. Oh, which means these need to be called with an initialized, like all adventurers initialized or all characters initialized. Making a battle, initialize an environment effect system. Once all battlers have been made, run an init on each effect. The camera's doing the thing in? Yeah. I didn't change the lighting since this morning. I wonder if I should just set this to a higher level here. Yeah, as soon as I do that, it does that. What if I just turn this light on? Does that fix that? It might. No, it doesn't. No, it makes it worse. Then maybe I just need to turn this off too. And turn that up. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. All right. Finish effect so that it can act on the entities if it needs to. Oh, what was the difficult thing? Oh yeah, naming. So yeah, what do we call this? Like you disenchant a weapon and get a +2 power buff for 2 adventurers at the beginning of battle. It's not really the environment. It's some like, it's an effect system that acts on the battle itself. Battle effect. I I think the word effect is going to make it seem like they're the effects that operate on entities. And it wouldn't be. It'd be a totally separate system. A cloud move. Did it come back? Because I was going to say, there's no external light affecting this. Battle modifiers. That's pretty good. Yeah, I like that idea. Yeah, it comes and goes. I see. Yeah. I'll need to. I repositioned the green screen yesterday for the video I was making, and maybe that did it. Yeah, I don't know. By the way, something I've never shown, but I had that botland picture in the old place, and before I was using a green screen, you just see it on the back wall. But it is there behind the green screen now. So next time I have an interview, you'll be able to see it. Although I need to turn off the chroma key because the botland logo itself is green. So it starts looking kind of weird if you show this on the camera. Yeah, I think I like battle modifiers. Maybe call them battle mod and battle mod system. Okay, I'm at least going to start with that. So let's go save this as battle mod system. This processes any modifications to the battle itself. These modifications are not attached to a specific entity like a buff/debuff would be. Well, maybe like a traditional buff or debuff. For example, maybe there's an effect where every 5 seconds a random adventurer of yours is healed. That can't be a buff on an adventurer since buffs don't run while the adventurer is dead. And like I said, we could have made this be the effect system if we just applied this to your first adventurer and just had one copy of it and then ran them while you're dead. But at that point, it's like, why have them be effect? So the battle mod system is going to keep track of the battle system. And we're going to initialize it with that. And we're going to probably set the name of this stuff too. I'm just going to delete everything inside this class. There we go. We don't need a ready. We do need a process. The process does not need anything super special on it. It is going to be something more like this, I guess. And it's probably just going to call this. Also, these mods can never be removed. I think that's the other important part. Or if they can be removed, maybe they just become inert as opposed to being removed. Yeah. All right, so battle system dot mods, battle mods maybe, dot update. We need to do a for each on this, I guess. We don't even have a battle mod class yet. Yeah. All right. So now we got to go code a battle mod system. And the battle system needs this battle mod system underneath it. That should be pretty easy to do. Battle mod system. And then attach the script we just made. Done. Okay. So what are we doing? What are we doing? We're getting that system. Battle mod system. This can be done in ready, which means this needs a % on it. That should be good, right? Yeah. Okay, so create, I guess it's gonna be like set up battle mod system. Yeah, the camera thing is back. Yeah, I'm not going to try to fix that right now. And we're going to pass in the one Boolean we have right now. I guess let's keep this somewhere. And we'll need to eventually delete all of this stuff that we have. So battle mod is sort of like an effect, but it lasts for the entirety of a battle. So it's going to need a battle mod ID, in which case, let's go look at where we put effect ID. This is inside battles. Reveal. Oh, we should delete this. Reveal in Finder. This is not what I want. I want it in here. Battle mods. And then let's copy effect ID. Where is effect ID? In base? Yeah, let's copy both of these things over to here. We'll call this battle mod ID and battle mod. Okay, now load both those up. Put them in the right spots. Then call this battle mod ID. None is first, and the next one's going to be, I don't know, small power buff or something. Small power buff. The names of these things are not going to matter too much, and it's not even going to really fully clarify what this is all about. So this is an abstract class, takes in a battle mod ID, and then the battle system itself. Going to save that ID here, and going to save the battle system. For whatever reason, pasting is really laggy and has been laggy for a little while. This can just be protected. Yeah, battle system, get protected set equals battle system. Actually, the set is private. Public should come before protected. All right, the rest of this stuff can just be deleted. Okay, so what are the events that we need? We need a process. Hey, Half. How's it going? We need a process that's here. We're calling it update. That's fine. We need like an on battle start. I guess I want to write this here. Yeah, we need an on battle start, which abilities have. Initialize. I have a couple of questions here. Does battle system let you get the adventurers? It does. Does it let you get the enemies? No, for some reason. Oh, because these aren't. Oh, let's get the battlers. I guess that's all we really need. Battlers dot. Oh, there's a filter by team too, right? Filter. Yeah. I don't need to worry about this then. Okay, that's great. So instead of initialize, maybe we say something like. No, maybe it is initialize. Call at the beginning of instance once each battler has been added. Or at least each initial battler has been added. You might have summons and stuff. But I mean, it's pretty obvious you won't have summons at the very beginning of battle. All right, so we don't need this. And I guess we don't need anything else anyway. This is just going to get initialized like that. So there is a... Wait, hang on. We're passing in the battle system so that I guess update doesn't need to pass it in again. Oh, thanks, Keith. It's saying these messages are restricted. I wonder if that means it's not even showing them to anybody. Did anyone in chat see a message after Hef's message, but before Ski banned that person? Mod only? Okay, yeah. Yeah, cool. Also, hey, Lupus. Yeah, geez, I wonder... First of all, it's cool to see that this is even happening. Someone tried just posting a spam link, and someone did this earlier too, and we banned them both. But their messages were seen by only the mod team, which maybe that's all they care about. Maybe the spam is intended for the streamers, and they don't care if it gets held up by some system. But it's not going to impact me either way, because I'm not clicking those links. Why is this yellow all of a sudden? Oh, read only should appear before non-read only. Okay, sure. Although this can be read only. So we initialize this inside of battle mod. What happened to the battle mod system? Here it is. Yeah, this does not need, oh, this can return to normal. Cool. Update without that. They might actually be like real websites that are just scummy websites. Battle mods. So the battle system is going to be what keeps track of that, not the mod system. Because if so, we don't really need anything else. We don't need to pass in this Boolean here. But I don't think that's how this should work. I think this should keep track of its own battle mods. Private, I don't even know what, read-only list. Or maybe just list, battle mods. List doesn't exist. Remove the unused field. Well, we gotta make some battle mods, I guess. I don't have any ideas yet. Yeah, this won't necessarily work. Just a scam, wouldn't recommend clicking on them. Yeah, I don't plan on clicking on them. Yeah. Also, Twitch added something a while ago called shield mode, where you can make sure that someone's actually got to be a follower of your channel or a subscriber or something. There used to be like bot raids that would happen, and they would just spam your chat, and then people would scramble to try to figure out what the options are, and now there's just a button you can click, and when you click it, it's pretty much going to turn off all the spam. So at some point we need to create these. And yeah, adding a small power buff or something I think is a good idea. But I had to think of what these are going to look like exactly. There could be a generic... No, there can't really be a generic thing, right? Because something has to create whatever buffs it's going to have. Most bot spam seems solved by now, yeah. 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 I'm glad those sorts of things have gotten better. I wonder if it's really bad on kick. Not solved enough. It is better than it used to be, though. I wonder if there's just less incentive, or maybe less incentive in the kinds of channels that I'm in. Although, actually, there is a lot of like auto mod stuff now, too. So you can block individual words. It tries to just find new ones. Yeah. Okay, so we need something that extends from battle mod. So maybe we make the very first one of these and we call it, I don't know, small power mod, small power buff mod. What'd I call the thing? Small power buff. It's a battle system and battle mod system on an instance to instance basis. What will own which mods are applied to the battlers? Yeah, it's instance to instance. So the battle mod system is only going to keep track of mods for the current battle. I gotta think of a better naming system than this, but let's just call it small power buff mod. Small power buff mod. Yeah, okay. And then this is not abstract, small power buff mod. All right, this is not constructed with an ID. This is just constructed with a battle system and calls into battle mod. Like so. Great. So now we don't need that stuff. There is no update for this particular one. And the one that we're going to put here, we're going to do something like ludicrously powerful for this. Yeah. Here we go. So we're going to make a power buff. And I guess we're going to go through each of the player battlers for each node entity in battle system, filter by team, team.player. Are these entities? Why is like everything being highlighted here? Oh, really? Filter by team gets a node, yeah. Node comes from Godot. Battle, I don't know why this is red. Doesn't exist in the current context. Oh, it's capitalized. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna go through each entity and give them a ludicrous buff right here. And it's gonna last for, I don't know, a really, really long time. Okay. Hides inherited member. This should be override. All right. That's looking good. I don't think we need to look at that class anymore. So we're going to add a new small power buff mod with the battle system. I guess if testeroni is true. Then we call update on all of these. Read only should appear before non-read only. Okay, let's try that out. Backward spam on level hundreds of messages per minute. Yeah. Yeah. I do think it's at least way better than it used to be. And I don't see a lot of this stuff anymore. Okay, so we start a battle. This should just be a regular battle. Nothing should be special about this. Nothing should be broken. Yeah. But if we drag an item onto one of these and then we start that battle again, we should win in one hit probably. If I'm not mistaken. No, which means something's broken. Let's put a breakpoint here. No, I know it's broken. Nothing's calling initialize. Yeah, my bad. All right, so we have a create player battlers is called from this, then initialize player abilities, initialize abilities at start of instance, initialize battle mod system. This is dead simple. Except for there is no init, is there? No, there is not. It should be like a battle started thing. That's what I meant to say. I think that's probably better. Public void started battle. Does this have a signal for that? There's on battle ended. There's no signal. Okay, that's fine. Still calling the heal over time buff from earlier. Yeah, that I gotta get rid of. I just left that in the code in case I needed a quick mod I wanted to copy. There we go. And now we call this, which I guess we can call this just from here, mod system dot started. There. At least 2 bans per stream, and those are the ones not caught by mod only. You see Toulouse is really rubbing into my face there. He's like, however, I don't need to complain about them. It's only Adam over here. Can't paste the message. He's like, we evolved mods over in these other channels. Elevated Minecraft streamers. Well, sorry, Toulouse. Okay, this is working fine. Then we go drag an item over here. And we repeat. And like I said, they should do ungodly amounts of damage. Yes, 242. And they won immediately. So the system is working. Now, the big question about systems like this is, are they ergonomic for the developer? So let's see how it is as we start to make stuff. So manifest environment effect ID. They're now battle mod IDs, I guess. What would it mean? Okay, every item has to do something. So, well, I guess every item doesn't have to do something. Okay, game design question. Should every item do something? Option number 1 is yes, but the something can be uninspired / non-unique. E.g., even a sword of, or even a wooden sword can still add like 1 power to an adventurer. Option number 2, no. Yeah, those are the only options I really want to consider, I think. Is there any other option that's reasonable? I'm not going to come up with like, yes, but they're all unique and cool and whatever else. No, they're not going to do that. So it's either yes, but they're uninspired, or no, they're just some items that do nothing. That can't be disenchanted. Why have an item without an effect? They've all got sell value. All items can be sold. So they all have some function. Just maybe not for the enchanter. But yeah, I'm leaning toward one as well. Yeah, well, half the whole don't require more than a few minutes of work per day. As soon as there is a disallow list like this, then the people using these links will start getting more and more creative and using like redirects from link shorteners, and then actual link shorteners won't work anymore in people's channels, and yeah, it would just be an arms race. Option number 2 would require UI to explain it. Option number 1 makes sense, doesn't need explaining. Yeah, I think I'm leaning toward 1. Okay, so then the question is, what should dumb items do? Like, I guess a wooden sword is just a small power buff. Maybe what we have is like a default sucky buff for any items that didn't get a sort of a proper buff. Yeah, that could work. But I guess our default buff could just be something like a small power buff. Yeah. There's a risk of rain if you pour the mana potion out. I think that's copyrighted. Okay, so all items will have a buff, which is what we designed, by the way. If I look at the equipment thing, I should write that down here. All items can be disenchanted, but they don't all result in unique buffs. Rationale. This is at least easier from a UI perspective. Than having some items with no... having items that can't be disenchanted. Okay, rename it to Sucky Power Buff. Oh, wait. Oh, you're saying it's just better than a Sucky one? So now item data. Item data just had a value Atlas Chords. We're now going to take in a battle mod ID and call this, I guess, battle mod ID. Very uninspired naming. All right, battle mod ID equals this. All right, that should probably be in the right order, which means Atlas Chords should go at the end and battle mod ID should go there. Yeah, now they match what's in the constructor. It's not necessary, but it looks nice. All team members start the battle on fire. But it's fire that doesn't hurt them, just the enemy. I would give some items debuffs too. People like making silly challenges with that stuff. That's an interesting idea. Yeah, there could be like a potion of trash. Your adventurers do 1 damage per hit. Oh man. You can always get rid of the effect. But yeah, I think that's a good idea to add later. I'm not going to do that anytime soon, but I will copy what you said. Yeah, your adventurers have a chance to miss. I like that. Poison effects heal the enemy. I'm going to end up putting more thought into the debuffs than I do the buffs. Are records serializable? They should be, assuming that all of the constituent members are serializable. Okay, you could have trade-off potions. I didn't think about that. Yeah. That's an idea that is less silly and more risk versus reward sort of thing. So you could have something like minus 10% power, but plus 20% loot or something. Yeah, a lot of Blizzard games have many cultural references. Also, I think MMOs are just great for them because you have so much content you need in the game that eventually you just run out of ideas and start Just referencing movie stuff. See, we are making Risk of Rain. All right, but Ski, you know what that means, right? That means we need to make it so that your save files just get randomly deleted. Shots fired. All right, so now all item data. We need to manifest an ID, a battle mod ID for all of these. Let's do a couple of things here so that this can be made a little bit easier. Let's search for, how do we do this? Oh, here's how we can do it. Done. And then just put value. And then this is going to be Atlas chords. It's not called Atlas chords? It's called Atlas chords. Why is it not working? What? Oh, it's just saying I'm missing the new thing. Oh, yeah, of course. All right, so now battle mod ID colon battle mod ID small power buff. Okay, cool. Yeah, 3D Extended suggested this a while ago, which is when you have a constructor without super obvious parameters, so just use the tags anyway, even though you don't need them. Like I could get rid of all of this and it'd be literally the exact same code. But I think this is kind of nice. Plus we might add in more things eventually. All right, so every single item in the game is giving small power buff right now. What we need to do is assume that they are dynamic. So we should probably go make a new kind of buff. Maybe a small fortitude buff. And do that. I want to see bamboozle effect in the game, where sometimes our attacks target our own team and healing affects the enemy. A lot of these effects, there are lots of different places for them in the game. So abilities is one of them. Now we have item buffs. We have boss monsters eventually, and that's where, so I guess boss monster abilities. And I think those are the only places really. But we could always slot them into a different thing. So let's say confuse your adventurers. That's not probably something you'd want on an item. So we could give it to a boss monster, like 50% chance on attack that your adventurers get confused and then target each other. If you only use name params in the first object. I see what you're saying, but I still think when you're looking at one of these things like this, where you're scrolled down the list and you're like, oh, what is this parameter here? I think it's just nice to have it on all of them. I don't mind that the file size gets large, especially because the tags don't affect the output, the bytecode that gets outputted. Excuse me. You plan on having an opening game screen? You mean a title screen? Someone. Oh, yeah. That's already there. Yes. The order milk is important. It's actually going to be called number milk. Oh, man. Kit. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Howdy. I am working on a game called Skeleseller. Kit, how are you doing? How is everybody? We're working on the Enchanter in the game. So all these crystals that you see. But I shall talk about the game. Kit, I was trying to get in touch with you recently, by the way. Your car warranty expired. Yeah, so this is Skeleseller. I've been working on this since April. And the way that it works is you are starting up a town. You hire adventurers. These adventurers do battle for you. And when they win the battle, I know I'm going through this super fast. I will slow down in a second. When they win the battle, you get items that you can then sell in your town. So I could drag this potion over here, and now customers will walk over here and buy this. And we've launched 3 different alpha versions of this so far, and we've gotten a lot of feedback in the last version. The last version was actually launched on Friday, so very recently. And yet I don't recommend playing it still, unless you really want to. But something that would help is wishlisting this on Steam. Anyway, what we're working on today, so there are all these items in the game, right? And there are things like weapons and armor and potions, but you can't equip anything. And people are like, why can't you equip anything? And I just don't want to add that level of complexity to the game. A lot of games, it makes sense because you're controlling 1 character or 3 characters or something. But in this, you'll eventually get 12 or 14 characters, and you'll be starting lots of different battles. And it would be a lot to keep track of. And especially if those items break, it'd be a lot to track all of that. So instead, this is the system that we came up with, which is you've got this Enchanter character here, and there is a crystal that corresponds to each of your shops. So the green one is, I don't even have an armor smith. The green one is the armor smith. So if I were to drag an armor item over here, I could put it in this pot, and eventually this will be glowing or something. I'm just working on this, and it'll give you some kind of buff in the battle. So that's the system that we're coding today. If you want to stick around and watch that, great. If not, I recognize that this is not everybody's cup of tea. If you ever have any questions or want to ask me pretty much anything, I am open to it. I've got lots and lots of commands in the channel. They're all listed on this site. So if you ever did want to just look through them and see if there's something there already, feel free to check. I've got things like how do I learn programming and how old am I and other things like how did I get started on coding and whatever else. So feel free to check through that or just ask me the questions. Totally fine. I'm going to scroll through chat really fast. I think it is a lot of Kitboga emotes. I think Kit himself said, well, besides LOL. And yeah, there has been a lot of progress. Kit, I think, said that I have to wishlist it. How do I make your game? You load up Godot. You violate a bunch of copyrights. I come and sue you and get all of your money. Easy peasy. Yeah. So yeah, just profit right after that. Yep. So this system that I mentioned about like our equipping item system, actually there's one thing I want to show before I forget. Where is it? The Enchanter crystal. So I talked about this, but we didn't actually show how this is going to work. But oh wait, that's not what I want to change. Hang on. How do I do this? Oh, here. Yeah. So the crystals will eventually sort of drain of their energy as you're using them. And that's how you'll tell how much of the buff is remaining. Although you could also just hover over them and see how much is remaining through that. Should I buy this game? Well, it's not for sale yet, although it will be eventually. But that's why I said it really does help out if people go and wishlist the game on Steam, because I think this ends up showing it to more people eventually. We just put the Steam page up, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. There's not a lot there yet. There is no playable demo from this. If you do want to play it, and like I said, I suggest just waiting until probably November or December. The game is there on itch. You can just download it and play it. It is very much an alpha, so just keep that in mind. There are lots of known bugs. There are lots of things that are just not in the game, and UIs look like this, which is like not textured, not colorful, not really any personality, that sort of thing. You see a little more progress in the game. Yeah. And it's been great. And I try to do everything sort of as publicly as I can. In this case, it's closed source, but I do keep a journal with everything I've worked on, and you can kind of read about the progression if you ever wanted to, or see where things are going, or see how much you missed since the last time you were here. Yeah, I love the artwork. I cannot take credit for any of it. Yeah, screenshots will be outdated again after the PR. Yep. Yeah. All right, so what we just started is I made a battle mod. This is what I'm calling these things that you get when you sacrifice items. And we came up with this small fortitude buff. So now I want to go make a small, whoops. I did not mean to press enter on that. Small Poe. All right, it's going to be called a small fortitude buff mod. All right, we replace the power with fortitude and just kind of hope everything works. It doesn't, because I don't think fortitude buff exists in the game. I don't remember what that's called. It's probably called damage reduction buff or something. Damage mitigation % buff. Okay, well, we're going to add one of those then. So this. Do we just make a new one? It's % increase and a duration. So a new one of these with a % increase. Yeah, sure, 100%. Actually, that's like 10,000% or something. And then the duration, yeah, also fine. This is just to see if this is working. And then we're going to grant this instead of the small power buff. Yeah. So I need to manifest these constants for each item. Again, if what I'm saying sounds like wizardry here, feel free to ask. I am happy to explain anything. I have answered all sorts of different questions over the years. I like people being able to see what the stream is actually about, which is why I'm just kind of diving back into coding. Also, that's generally all that takes place on the stream, other than I do career mentoring for other software engineers. We are up to session 7, 8, and 9 on the 3 different mentees that I have. And I also do interviews from time to time, but I'm probably going to hold off on those for a little bit. There are, well, actually, you know what I should do? I should link the playlist here. I think I have them all in a playlist. Interviews, I do, yeah. Can we copy this? Hey everyone, I just shut up, Adam. How do you link? There we go. That's what I wanted to do. View all of them here. Or maybe I should just like playlist here. There we go. That wasn't nice. Sorry, I should be nicer to myself in the future. Do you like hearing Adam talk over himself though? Because I can't imagine that's all that fun. All right, so I made this testeroni variable here, and that's what's doing everything right now. What we need to do eventually, though, is pass in the 3 potential mod IDs that might be set, which I think is best to just pass in as a list, and maybe there are none in that list. Do we typing fast with that keyboard? I've been using this keyboard now for probably 3 years. I've got a lot of videos on it. I've got this one, well, and another one. But those 2 are the important ones. Yeah, time to learn a new layout. Oh man, I forgot that was even a command in chat. All right, so when you make a battle system, instead of plumbing that testeroni thing through everything, what we're gonna do is... Oh, by the way, Kit, I don't know if you're still here, but I watched your latest video where you were tracking the GPS coordinates of people as they were going to a USB drive with Bitcoin on it that didn't actually exist. I feel so many things as I watch these videos, and that's probably true of everybody. There's some amount of entertainment, but then there's some amount of like, oh God, people actually fall for this stuff. And also, and maybe this is a bit surprising, but like a tiny amount of pity for the people who are just kind of going on this wild goose chase. Yeah, the donkey was pretty great. Did I say testeroni or pepperoni? I said testeroni. It's the magical test word that's easy to find in my code base and let me know that I left something in I shouldn't have left in. Anyway, the video is very entertaining. It's just, yeah. And whenever I watch, a lot of the scammers that Kit talks to are from India. Oh, that's not as true anymore, I feel. And my wife is from India, and she could never stand hearing me watch Kit Boga videos. She's like, this just, yeah, it just rubbed her the wrong way. Yeah, once they're humanized, yeah. And kind of hearing frustration from anyone, even if they deserve it, I think it's tough. And I do agree that they deserve it, but yeah, it's tough. All right, so battle mod system is going to get initialized with a list of, actually a read-only list of battle mod IDs. And this is going to be, I'll just call it mods. Yeah. Then we need to go through the mods and add each appropriate modifier. Yeah, the quantum AI scam thing was ridiculous. I think, I mean, Kit was even commenting in the video about how these are a level above the regular kind of scammer. Like they really try to mirror your emotions and play off of your excitement. And I think the regular kind of scammer was like reading from a script, not answering any of your questions, kind of hanging up soon. Yeah. Yeah, there's some noise on the green screen. I'm aware of that. It only just started happening this morning, and rather than try to fix it in this, I haven't streamed for too long. I'm gonna try to fix it maybe tomorrow. In fact, I should probably write that on my note. Fix noise on the green screen. Might need to pick a different chroma key. Can't change the channel. I need an antenna. That's it. Yeah, the AI is taking control of me. I will soon be no more. All right, anywhere else that we had this, we also need to go change. This one I've got to change at some point. We're going to pass this list in everywhere. So what we're doing right now is getting a list of actual modifiers. I was just passing a Boolean variable in here that represented that you have something. And this is what we want this to have. Oh, this create player battlers thing shouldn't have been here anymore. Yeah, delete this. Mod system. This is going to take in the mods. And this should all be moved down to here. Several apologize to me on behalf of scammers, but it's not my friend's fault and scammers are global. Yeah, exactly. I think it's hard if you come from a place in the world where you can identify people from your region by their accent, and most people do, because whether we like to think so or not, we all have accents, and you almost exclusively hear about them in a bad light, then it makes you sort of feel bad about your own country when you shouldn't. And there are bad people everywhere, and there are good people everywhere. Can you hold the bunny ears at them? Oh man. You know, TVs have gotten exponentially cheaper for the value over the years. And I just think back to some of the first TVs that my family had and how much they must have cost. And now I look at ads for like a 75-inch TV and it's less than $1,000 now. It's kind of crazy. Just thinking about antennas and how we don't even need them anymore. Also pretty ruthless in that regard compared to Kit's Twitch crowd. I think the mods definitely help with that. I think there's also, if I understand correctly, there were some like auto blocked words because people would just generally say kind of mean things. Yeah. I don't think it's worth fighting that battle on YouTube because people will just upvote comments that they like anyway. Lots of people still do use them. I just don't think it's nearly as many as used to exist. I think it used to be on like every TV set. Okay, so this says it's unused, but that must mean that I copy pasted something wrong. Set up battle mod system. Wait, what is this then? Oh, this is me doing something stupid. Yes, it is. Okay. Set up battle mod system. Let's put this down at the bottom. All right, and then we need the mods, which I have somewhere else. I don't know where. Here. Okay. So where do we still have any of these I need to remove? This isn't needed. This isn't needed. Which command to check if Adam ever worked on an open source project? I didn't work on any that I didn't really make myself, I guess. Botland is actually in the process of being open source. That would be the biggest one that I've worked on. Oh, it's not open source yet. Then I guess things like Jump Royale and Homepagerizer and a bunch of other things I've made over the years are out there. Ophog. There are commands for all these things. Yeah. I'm not going to take a break yet. I'm going to probably hold off for a bit. I'm trying to squeeze more productivity out of the stream and just kind of make sure that we can launch the game in a reasonable amount of time. All right, so this comes from instance. And we pass these down. And then instance slot needs them as well. Cool. And then this stuff. So this was the instance manager keeping track of, do we have the town? We do have the town. We should have a way of getting the current set of battle mods. Yeah, I don't like this. We're deleting this. In fact, if this stuff's getting initialized with the town, we should just have this fetch it from the town there. Yeah. So I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. And I'm not going to take this in. We're going to get this from the town. Yeah. Town dot, I think it's going to be like Enchanter den question mark get battle mods. Something like that. We don't have this function yet. Wiggly emote with a little pause on the hands? Are you talking about where is it? This one? Because this is my cat. And every once in a while she comes and steps on the keyboard. And that's why we have that emote. Do I have any more cat pictures I haven't shared? No. I've shared them all. Oh my God. I take pictures like this all the time. Oh, whoops. That's the one I already showed. of this. She's so cute when she's sleeping. Oh, Spartan, I'll check out the link later. Sorry. I don't tend to open links on stream. Oh, I'll actually probably forget to check it out later, by the way. All right, so init is not passed in with another thing here. And same thing over here. Yeah, we were very lucky to have adopted that cat. What keyboard is this? This is a corn keyboard. It's got 36 keys. My wife would not have described herself as a cat person. And we went to a cat cafe where you could sit down and lounge around and all the cats are adoptable that are there. And we had an hour booked. And after like 30 or 40 minutes, she's like, all right, can we leave now? I'm like, what? Just come over and pet this cat. And it was Abby, and she was on top of the refrigerator. And my wife came over, and she was kind of wary at first. And then Abby licked her hand, and my wife just fell in love immediately. She's like, we have to adopt this cat. And that's how we got her. If she had not licked my wife's hand, then we would not have had a cat, and my wife would not be a cat person now. And I am not a dog person, so we would not have had a pet. I just need to modify the mods. And then we need a way of passing this in on consumed item. This actually isn't needed. Yeah, I don't think we need this. Yeah, Abby willed it, so yeah. Well, they say this whole thing about like the cat adopts you. In this case, yeah, the cat adopted my wife. I already liked the cat even before she licked anybody. She was just very friendly and very nice. But yeah, it's been great. But I do have to keep my door closed while streaming because if she does come over, it's pretty much impossible to code while she's stepping all over the keyboard. And she does not like me not paying attention to her. All right, so last thing we need to do is keep track of the mods in the Enchanter den. Yeah. So how are we going to do this? How about for now, we just have a public iRead only list, battle mod ID, active mods. And I'm just going to return something here that is hard-coded to be the Fortitude mod. Yeah. Same thing happened to us. Ah, very different kind of adoption, but hey, it still works. Got a cat sleeping between me and the keyboard now. Which one? Picked up a starving kitten from a gas station a month ago. Now say hello to garlic. Aw, yeah. I feel like more people would like cats if they had the same experience that cat owners have with their cats. Because cats are generally not the friendliest to just random new people. Oh, you couldn't bring my cats? They're very missed. So you still get to see them when you go back and visit your family, right? Because that's at least good. All right, so the instance gets the mods from here. And it gets it from the Enchanter den. And I guess we're just calling this active mods. And if that doesn't exist, it's just going to be a blank list. Okay, cool. That works. Can we do this in a different way? No, I think that's fine. All right, now what we're missing is there's another to-do item that I just added, which we haven't actually solved yet. Not let her walk on it, but she doesn't put it together. A lot of people buy decoy keyboards. Which maybe I'll have to do that. I have another keyboard here. I wonder if my cat would learn. This is the one thing that bugs me about this view. I have all of the changes I just made, and there's no way for me to search through all of the right sides of them and search for the word to do. I have to open each individual file, or I have to search my entire project for that. I guess the way I could do it is I could just do a git diff pipe into grep to do. Yeah, that didn't tell me what file it was though. What, grep dash C5? There we go. Wait a second, I wrote another to do though. Where did I write that other to do? Did I write in lowercase letters? No, man, I don't even have the to do item. Could have sworn I put that somewhere. Battle mod system. Oh, there it is. It's just in a file that wasn't already in source control. Teach Abby to code. Not to get scared of new people in my apartment. Yeah, and like I said, that's the thing. If most people, like if you had a friend over and the cat just went and sat on their lap and started purring, I think more people like cats in the world. Treat warnings errors. The push will fail on to-dos. Oh yeah, but what I was trying to do is I don't plan on pushing this or anything. I just wanted to find that line of code that I had written, and I just didn't remember where it was. It's in battle mod system. So the way we got to do this, and I'm just going to do this as a switch for right now. Actually, I guess we'll say add mods. And then make a private function, add mods. And we pass in the mods. There. There. Put this down here. All right. So now iterate over all of these, which this should be able to fill this out for me. Looks good. And we make a new... I still want, I want a generic creation method for this so that this doesn't need to exist this way. So I'm going to think about this in a little bit. I think it's going to be like how we create items, which is, this is not the way I would have expected us to do this. Get instantiate, set this thing. We need to construct something that will inherit from battle mod and pass in the battle system. Yeah, I could use reflection here and store these classes and dynamically create them. I think that's probably a smarter idea eventually. Goose, thanks for the resub. Welcome back. Your streak is now half as long as your total amount of sub time. Eventually they'll write Shakespeare. Only if you give them an infinite amount of time and you have pretty much a random chance of pressing every key. I didn't realize there was some controversy, not like drama controversy, but just conversation generated from the whole infinite monkey typewriter thing. And for those who don't know, here's how I've always heard this posed is imagine you have an infinite number of monkeys typing on an infinite number of typewriters for an infinite amount of time. They will eventually write everything. And some people online are like, no, that's not necessarily true. What if one of the monkeys never types the letter A after typing the letter B, for example? Then they can't type a word like bat. And it's like, okay, but I don't think that was the point. I think it's just a demonstration of probability. But yes, it is technically true. The monkeys are probably not complete random creatures, and that maybe there's a string of characters they could never type. But in the case that they do type just purely randomly, then yes, they will type out all of Shakespeare at some point. All right, so we got to come up with a better way to do this. And I think we have this down here. I do, but I want to write this a little bit differently. So make the battle mod creation sort of like how items get created. I don't want a massive switch statement. Yeah, we're going to find infinite bananas. I think by loading up an infinite number of games of Donkey Kong. Yeah, the monkeys might never type anything, huh? Did you ever think of that? You put an infinite number of monkeys at an infinite number of typewriters and they all just turn away. Monkeys famously hate typing. Now, if you did speech to text, then they'd speak out Shakespeare eventually. All right, so I think we have it set up now so that you will get a fortitude buff every time you join battle. Let's see if that works. If this is working, then I think it means your character should take 0 damage when they enter a battle. Why is it taking so long to build? What's going on? Something running? What? What is happening? Terminal process failed to launch? Well, I've never seen that before. I guess just close this and reopen it. One of those monkeys needs to learn Colmac. Then that's it. Open help. Can I just try running this again? Please tell me this isn't just borked completely. Oh my God. What do we do about this? I've never had this happen. VS Code. Integrated terminal won't launch. Same thing is happening with me. VS Code in Mac OS not working. Whoa, I've never seen this either. Question was removed for reasons of moderation. What? Huh. Yeah, I've never seen that. I've been on Stack Overflow quite a lot too. I think it's those infinite monkeys that did this. Well, fine, I'll just launch it through here. I'm not gonna take the time to figure this out right now. Very strange. All right, so we start a battle. Everything should just be normal, right? I should take 10 damage. I take 0. Why? Oh, I hard coded. Oh, yeah, I know what I did. I hard coded this to be here as an active mod. Okay, then I guess it's working. It's just not what I want. But I think it's probably worth checking in, and then we move on to the next little bit here. Keep track of the proper buffs when disenchanting. E.g., a weapon should give plus power, and armor should give plus mitigation. All right, let's check this in. Let's see what we got here. Is it build from VSC now? Oh, if it like dislodged it. It says building. I don't think it's going to do anything. Yeah, it seems like it's stuck on building. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I'm guessing it'll take a reboot to fix. Oh, hang on. Engage privacy mode. I just realized something. There is a file that should not be on my computer. I needed my license for something. There we go. Yeah, it turns out that, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, I said this on Discord, but if you own a business and you live in the US, there is now a requirement that you need to fulfill by January 1st, 2025, which is FinCEN reporting. So if you haven't heard of what's it called? Hang on, what is it called? Beneficial Owner Information Report. Yeah, these are now required. And I mean, just like anything else with the government, they say that if you don't do it, it's up to 2 years of imprisonment and up to, I don't know, $10,000 of fines. I hope they don't actually do this, given that it's very easy to miss that you even have this requirement. Been too lazy to fill it out. Well, I shared a link on Discord, and it took me, I think, 7 minutes to do using that link. So it wasn't too bad. It's not like you need a bunch of documentation or anything. You really just need your personal information and like your license or something. Yeah. There is no grandfather clause as far as I know. If your business was registered before 2024, then you need to do this. And if you registered it this year, then you need to do it within, I guess, 30 days of registration or something. Yeah, who has 7 minutes? I'd rather spend $10,000 in 2 years in jail. What is it for? I don't fully remember. It's it's a requirement that the government has. So I mean, it could be for making their coffee machines run faster, and you'd still have to do it. But I think it's for some way of verifying that you are. It's like some security thing is my take on it. You have to say who's making money from your business. Okay, maybe it's not a security thing. I don't remember. I thought it was a security thing. Yeah. Okay, this is working. Does the power buff do anything? Yeah, it does. Okay, so both of these are like super overpowered. In fact, they're called small buffs, but they are win the game level of buffs right now. So at some point we got to tone those down. I'm not gonna do that yet, but I should probably write that it needs to be done. Make sure small power buff and small fortitude buff don't grant infinite power and fortitude. Also, why is there a duration? Oh, there's a duration on the buff. That's fine. Yeah. Required to file corporate transparency reports with beneficial ownership. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Is this similar to the EU imprint? I don't know about that. Yeah. You could change that mod switch to just call a delegate on a dictionary a mod action, which instantiates the mod by ID. Yeah, there could be a dictionary for it. I'd rather not have a dictionary for it. I want to do something like what components are doing. So components manifest their own ID here in the component class. And then nothing needs to track this component. I want to do something like that. So I'm probably going to do that. And I just need to set that up. But I'm not going to do that yet. It's just going to be a large switch for right now. Did I finish looking through this? I think I left off somewhere in the middle. Yeah, this is fine. Everything is granting small power buff right now. I'm okay with that. Yeah. This is all fine too. There is something that we added that's not used, and that's inside the Enchanter pot, which is when you put an item inside this thing. I think this is needed, but I think the one that's called out from over here is not probably needed. Yeah, player put item in pot. Nothing needs this unconsumed item. It will need to use this, but I don't know if anything else will. You know what? I'll just write a note about it for afterward. That maybe this unconsumed item is not needed. See if this is still needed in Enchanter den.cs. Yep. All right, keep going, keep going. Looks good. And this is not needed. Okay, so I'm going to click the plus button here, and we're going to make sure really quickly that I did not miss any of this. Good. Just to make sure that didn't cause any weird issues here. Yeah, that's all fine. Yay! So what did we do? Add the battle mod system. Buffs granted from the Enchanter are not given to a particular entity in battle. They're given to the battle itself. As a result, we needed a new system. Yeah. How big you are, you have to disclose all about you on any social media platform you use. Disclose all about you on any social media platform you use. As in, you tell the government about your social media accounts, or on your social media accounts you say that you're a business owner? Client moved a site from us to a new provider. New provider contacted us asking if we could reform from the old site back up because they didn't copy all of it correctly. Yeah, I guess it's the case of like, how much do you want to help this person who left you? Hey, TJ. Welcome back. Okay, so now we've got to go modify this. This needs to know which buffs are active for each of these crystals, and we want to represent this in the game. So right now all the crystals are colorful, but they should start off as gray, and only when you put an item in should they light up. 0% is the answer, Hilton. 0% is all you have to do. You should say, sorry, we put that in the shredder. I'll be like, it was digital though, and you should say, I printed it out so that I could shred it. Basically knock on your door if you have no known office. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, there's legislature in the US called the Can Spam Act, and it requires that any business sending out mail needs a physical mailing address. I mean, as one of the things that it does. That's not the only thing it does, but I'm pretty sure that's part of it. Yeah, content compliance. A legitimate physical address of the publisher or advertiser is present. PO boxes are acceptable. So yeah, if you're a small business and you don't have another address or a PO box or something, then you just put your personal address. All right, so we have the crystals here. The crystals should keep track of whether they have an active buff. So all we need to do is collect them up from the crystal. So this can have a public, it's a battle mod ID, question mark, active mod. Yeah. So when we get all of the active mods, what we're really getting is, how do we write this? I have to concatenate 3 arrays of this stuff. No, that won't work. Because ideally what I'd like to do is something like this, where I just say potion crystal dot active mod, armor crystal dot active mod, weapon crystal. But then this will have nulls in it potentially. And I guess we could just filter out the nulls. Where not null dot to list. Is that actually a thing? There is no target type. What does that mean? What does that mean? There's no target type for the collection expression. No natural type for collection expressions. I'm going to type the code will compile. Oh, really? I'm surprised about that. So I would need to say that this is this. I'm not sure if that's even correct. It looks like building at least works. Didn't look like it worked earlier. Is this task just stuck? Did it build? Error, there's no target type. No, it did not build. All right, well, I do not know why that's happening. Let's change this to this, and then what if I just returned this stuff? This should work, right? It still doesn't. Battle mod ID. Oh, because those are not, yeah, those can be null. So this is going to be a different problem this time around. Yeah, I can't implicitly convert. Is there a link rule of doing this? This is unusual. Oh, wait. Oh, right. I can do that. Does that still not work? This is very unusual, though. No, it still doesn't work. Okay, I don't know. Huh. Yeah, and the only other thing I think would be casting this, which I don't think should matter, and already tried anyway. So there's got to be some other way of doing this. Yeah. Can't do active mod, question mark mod ID. This is a, what happened here? This is a battle mod ID, and this is, yeah, battle mod ID. And these things are always defined. So it's just, this is potentially nullable. If I were to do this, return potion crystal active mod exclamation mark, does that also fail? Okay, I'm definitely confused. Because I don't see why this should be wrong. Cannot convert a nullable one to a non-nullable one. Oh my god. Oh wait, these are an enumeration. So this is not how this works at all. Oh, in fact, this should not be something that can be nullable. Okay, I understand now. Yeah. This was silly. There is no such thing as a like, well, there is such thing. They wrap it in a what, an option type or something like that. I forgot about this. What we need to do instead, and this is what we want here. So we get rid of this, we get rid of this, and then we want only the ones where M is not null, or M not equal to battle mod ID dot none. Then delete all this stuff too. Okay, does that work? This tattoo list, yeah. But now it's the same thing. There's no target type. I'm never gonna figure this out. Yeah, weird. Huh. I want to understand this. Yeah, I want to find some more information on this. There is no target type. Guess you can pass it to a new list. Like this? No, that shouldn't work. I would do this, I guess. But even that doesn't work. Yeah, I want to find out what this means. Collection expressions. All right, simple and consistent syntax across many different collection types. Compiler generates code that is functionally equivalent to using a collection initializer. It's saying I don't have a type for this part. Oh. Okay, never mind. That makes sense now. At least I think so. I could just do this. Ah, all right, that fixed it. Yeah. My bad. I didn't get what it was trying to say to me, and now I understand. Hey, PX. Yeah, so it doesn't know what type this collection is because I'm just making some arbitrary collection here and then calling where on it. Did we rated? Yeah, Kippo rated. And now we're good. Yeah, I think we're good now. Ooh, all right. So then what are we doing here? We're just getting what active mods there are, and these should be nothing by default. So let's just print this out. If I go to town and I just say print, I don't even think this print is going to work. How about a for each then? Battle mod ID mod in Enchanter then active mods. Yeah. Print each one of these battle mod plus mod. All right, there we go. Now that's potentially null, although it's not going to be null. And then that doesn't exist. Printing battle mods. Okay, so this should always print nothing. And that's it. That's how we're going to start. Years back when you played Botland on release day. Oh man, I remember that. I'm very interested to see how streamers interact with this game. I actually think it's going to be very different from how they would interact with a lot of other games. In fact, I was thinking of reaching out to a streamer that plays Hearthstone and saying, hey, could you play Skeleseller? This is what I was thinking, like, play for an hour, then play Hearthstone again with Skeleseller in the background. Because I think the problem is, if I ask someone to play for, let's say, 3 hours in a row, they're going to eventually run out of the primary things to do. And it's not like the game's going to be unfun for them at that point, but they're probably going to be like, all right, I'm just waiting for stuff to happen. This is never going to launch, is it? Yeah, it's, I don't know what happened with this, but this is thoroughly broken. And I have to launch now through Godot. I've just never seen this happen before. It's a shame, really. Gotta write a note to restart my computer. Also, as long as I'm here and I remember this, let's add a new journal entry. Started working on the Enchanter. That's it. That's the journal entry. All right, what did we do? We made it so that we press T, it now prints out your mods. Oh, except for it prints it to Godot. Printing battle mods, none. Yes, perfect. So now we want you to be able to get a mod. So when you drag an item onto the pot, it should consume the item, which it's already doing, and it should grant you the mod that the item had. So Enchanter Crystal has nothing. It has no indication this happened. Oh, because it's the den that knows about this. Yeah, so player put item in pot. So we want to get the crystal corresponding to the item that you had. I guess private Enchanter Crystal get crystal of type. Should know how to fill out this whole function. Cool. Yeah, I'll put this next to the other one that we have here. In fact, actually, this could be done a little bit differently. Both of these could be done differently. We have all the pots right here. We can get all the crystals as well. Enchanter crystal. This one, though, is just going to be private, which means we got to put this somewhere else. Okay, now crystals. And it should know how to fill this out. Perfect. And now what does it say? Remove unused, and public should come before private. Same thing, put that there. So then for this, what we can do is we can say return pots dot first. I guess that's it. And return crystals out first. Cool, much better. Great, so when you put an item in the pot, we need to get the corresponding crystal. Enchanter crystal, corresponding crystal. Good. And then we need to set its active mod equal to the item ID. This is not going to work because we don't have a function for this. I'm going to make a proper function for this. Public void set, or just like consumed item, maybe. Maybe passing the item. Active mod equals item.battle mod ID. Why is this? Oh, because it comes from item data. Do we have the item data? Yes, but it's private. But that is not a problem because we will just put this here. Public battle mod ID. Battle mod ID. Get it from the item data. And then we need to do some funky stuff here. You also work on the code off stream, or is everything streamed? A lot of it is streamed. I don't tend to stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I will probably stream tomorrow because I want to put in more time on the game. Although I'm not sure when. But a lot of the work that I do off stream is for other stuff. Like yesterday, I recorded the first vlog post I wanted to do. Hey everyone, welcome. There we go. Yeah, I recorded this that talks about the game and shows a demo of it and me going through it and stuff. It'd be nice if that got more views. I also recorded an intro to my mentoring channel, which I don't know where this even shows. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I recorded an intro to that and now has 1 view. I did a ton of other stuff. I did some work for the game, but not very much. Very little coding work. I storyboarded the intro cutscene. I did some GitHub issue filing. I don't know, a bunch of other random things. But I would say a lot of the most important stuff does happen on streams. You too, coming in hot. Thanks, Canley Stupid. I don't actually care so much about the views on that mentoring channel, but at least the views on the new video thing that I shared in chat, I think that's pretty worthwhile to watch and give views on. All right, so we're going to say consumed item and just taking the item there. Okay, let's try that out and let's make sure it's working. I think every single item in the game gives a small power buff right now. So we're, oh, right. Yeah, I keep trying to run this from here. You can't do that. Oh, man. I would restart my computer now, but I'm streaming. I'm pretty certain that would fix it. Okay, so if I just press T right here, it should print nothing. Yeah. But then if I consume an item, any item, and now press T, it printed out small power buff. Good. If I consume 2 more items, it should also print those out. Yes, good. And then the armor as well. That prints 3. If I put a 4th item in, it should not print 4 times because we only have 3 active mods. Perfect. Okay, that's all working. Now we want a couple of things to happen. We want to make sure that you can't put an item in there if you already have a buff. In fact, it shouldn't even consume the item in that case, at least not yet. Maybe it should override the buff, but we need to start a timer. So I'm going to say restart timer for crystal when dragging an item in and show the crystal lit up. Yeah, so that part we're going to go do. When the crystal starts, where's our crystal? We're going to set the height of this thing, the region rect, to 32. Yeah. And that's on the inactive crystal. So we go to ready here, we set inactive crystal dot region equals, what is this? 0, 0, 16, 32. It should just replace it rather than make the player wait for it to time out. Yeah, it will replace it, but I think it needs to tell you it's going to replace it. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it can just replace it and you'll just realize, oh, I wasted the old buff. I actually hadn't thought of that. So yeah, let's write that down here. We could just overwrite the buff and not ask you anything. It'd certainly be easier. You can visually see if a buff is active with a crystal color. Yes, that's correct. But what the situation I'm thinking of here is you've used some of this. So imagine that you've drained it down to this amount, and then you drag another item on. This is going to go back up to full, which I guess will be your indicator that you overwrote the old buff, but you might not realize that you did that. Whereas the way I was originally thinking was that it would, when you drag a new item on, it would say, "Are you sure you want to delete the buff you already have going?" Like you won't get the item back, that sort of thing. You could add an extra icon when you drag the item. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. I like that. Yeah, where's my note that's now getting too large? Yeah, I definitely like that idea. I think it's clear you're burning the item as soon as you drag it. Yeah, it probably is. Like I said, it's certainly the easiest thing to do. So that would be great. Show a temp dialogue the first time you override. The other thing is the dialogue could be just a you did this thing and not a are you sure you want to do this thing. Telling you that you did something is much easier than asking ahead of time if you want to do something. All right, so we're gonna set the region here, and then we're gonna start a timer. I always wish timers were easier to use. Where do we have? I guess the tip system has a timer. I'll use this. All right, so the crystal's gonna have a timer. Will it send anything to the notifier? No, I don't think so. I don't think the notifier is in view enough when you do this thing. I think we should just have something in the world if you do something like that. At worst, it's a minor loss. I don't think it'll confuse anyone. Yeah, that's true. I'm glad you mentioned that, Ski. And I'm glad you mentioned Darkstorm and that we could just have an icon or something, because I think an icon would be pretty good. All right, let's go add in this timer. It's not going to be started by default. I guess it is a one-shot timer. It doesn't need a name. I guess we could give it a name. We could just, no, we don't. It could just be called timer or something. It doesn't matter. Where are the buffs displayed? We got to do something in battle for that. They're not displayed yet, though. And we're not going to start the timer. We are going to add it. And on timer timeout, we need to go make on timer timeout. There is no need to stop it because it's one shot. And when it times out, we need to set the active mod to nothing. Easy. It's going well, Craze. I will show you the progress we've been doing on this, but first I want to do a few things here. So one is we need to set this to be 0. 2 is we need a process function which gets how much time is left on the timer, I guess. Can we get that? Timer.remaining time left. And what is this? Seconds? 0 if the timer is stopped. So if active mod is not equal to none, we want to set this rectangle so it starts as 0 and gets to 32 when it's out of time. So how about we just have this work over the course of 10 seconds? So float % equals time left divided by 10. Cannot convert from a double. Is this a double? Yeah. All right, so we'll just do this. Float % times 32. So now there's an issue with this, which is it's at 0 when it's filled. It's at 32 when it's not filled. Yeah, this should be right. % doesn't exist. Yeah, whoops. And then I guess we do this here. And I don't want this hard-coded everywhere. I'm going to fix that. But let's try that out. Is that going to work? No, we don't start a timer. Yeah, when you consume the item, we need to start the timer. So where's the timer? Timer.start time. Wow, that was easy. Okay. Oh yeah, can't do that. Gotta launch through here. So now all of the crystals should look gray by default. Nice. And when we drag an item onto one of them, it should light up, which it did not. Why didn't it? Didn't do anything. Is consumed item being called? Consumed item. All right, let's put a breakpoint there. Why are you messing up? Oh, that's weird. It's not being called at all. Player put item in pot. What? Player put item in pot. Yeah. What's going on? Drop off item just invokes this. It goes backwards? No, this function isn't even being hit though, right? It did start charging? Wait, really? Oh, it is breaking. Okay. Yeah, my bad. Okay. Why aren't those functions being hit though? That part doesn't make sense to me. Oh, because I can't debug when I'm starting from Godot. Oh my god. Oh, no wonder. Yeah, this is really gonna bite me. I can't debug anymore because I can't launch from VS Code. Oh man. Okay. Well, I don't need to debug this now that I see that it's going in the wrong direction. So thank you, chat. Let me get some points there. So if I put this over here, does that same thing also happen? Yeah, it does. It does look really cool though. It's going in the wrong direction. Can I attach from VS Code? I might be able to. Although in this case, I think this should be easy enough to debug. We have, or well, debug through just code inspection. So we set this to gray. Gray is 32. And we want this to go from 0 up to 32. So time left divided by 10 is going to be going from 0 to 1. And we want this to go from 0 to 32, which is this. Should not be wrong. What am I doing wrong then? Started at 0 when this thing is set. So at 0, that's set to 0. Yeah, that's all correct. Huh. Yeah, weird. Actually, don't see what's wrong. Oh, time lapse is counting down though. That's why. Oh, so this should be 10 minus time lapse. Yeah, that's why. And like I said, I'm not going to keep hard coding this. I just did the same thing again. I'm so in that habit. I wonder if there's something I could just terminate on my computer. All right, let's try this out. So we filled up the thing. It is now draining over the course of 10 seconds. That's pretty cool. And then it should just be off. So had I printed out, now it says battle mods are nothing. If I put another potion in, battle mods, small power buff, I'm just going to keep pressing T. When this drains down to nothing, it should stop reporting that I have a buff. Oh, there's a tiny problem here, which is this is going from 0 to 32, which is the height of this thing, but actually the color only lasts until this amount, which is 27 pixels, because the crystal is not, the stand has some number of pixels on it. Yeah, which is why it looked like it took extra time. And actually, it's literally only those 2 pixels at the bottom that you'd be able to see. Oh, and also the shadow is getting doubled. All right. Yeah, it's -5. But even that one last pixel, we'd be showing a doubled shadow. So the inactive crystal needs to be a different graphic. But we can just change that right in the sprite sheet. Where is that? There. Yeah. So, whoops. There we go. Okay, so I want everything that is, I want to invert my selection, I guess. Invert. Why did that do whatever it just did? What is going on? Oh God, I don't know what I'm doing. I just messed up a bunch of stuff. Where's the history thing? Is it here? Undo history. Here we go. I don't know what I messed up there. None of this is correct. Where's the one that actually had the right thing? There we go. No, that's still wrong. Ah, got it. Okay, so just whatever. Anchor this down. And then delete everything that wasn't that crystal. I guess just delete this whole thing, right? Whatever. All right, and then bump that up a couple times. All right, that's all we have to do. So now export that. And then in here, we will now only have the crystal image. So we can set the region to whatever we want. It's not going to matter until we get to the graphic lower than that, which I guess doesn't exist. Is this pink just ignored? I don't understand that. Oh, no, it It is ignored because I set the region over here. Also, this is not what this looks like anymore. Something's wrong with this. Atlas. Re-import. What? Did I not export this? I'm confused. I don't see another dialogue on my screen right now. And yet, this does not look correct. Assets, world, marketplace. Yeah, that's correct. You can see there's no pedestal for this thing anymore. What happened? I'm just going to reopen this scene. Maybe that's the problem. Did that fix it? It did fix it. Okay, well, fine. Whatever. All right, well, it's 27 pixels then, I guess, not 32. Does it change anything here? No, still, wait, is that right? Yeah, I think it's right. Okay, so now this needs to go up to 27 pixels. All right, let's do that. So we can just replace all the 32s with 27s, I think. We're still not going to hard code this. I just haven't gotten around to fixing that yet. And now we can try this out. This time I remembered that I need to do it from here, even though I still pressed F5 on VS Code. Okay, now that looks broken. Wait, it didn't even change all the 32s. Is that why? I don't know how that could have happened, but that's the only thing I can think. Does it look better now? The active crystal should stay 32, but did I modify that? No, this is still correct. It looks fine here, and the active crystal isn't ever... Oh, whoa, oh, never mind. I see. That's the active crystal that's being used. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I see. You are correct. Whoops, that's the wrong Kevin. Sorry, wrong Kevin, but I'm going to have to remove 1 point from you. There we go. Now the correct Kevin got the point. All right. Look at that. Yeah, I like this idea, but I do think we need to make it even more obvious because when it gets really close to the bottom, it's not super obvious. All right, but now this should look good. I'm just going to press T a bunch of times. And after 10 seconds, when this thing's fully drained down, we should see the start to report no battle mod. Right now. Yeah, perfect. Nice. Nice. Yeah, this is going to be great. Yeah. Can have the sparkly particles while it's active and remove them when it deactivates. Yeah, I think that's going to help out a lot. And I think it could look sort of like the portal particles here, where they're just emanating from here. Okay. Show the crystal lit up. Yeah. All right, so now let's get rid of all the hard-coded values here. So the existing region rect is the width of the inactive crystal. And we need the height of the sprite. Yeah. So let's save that stuff off. These are floats, right? Yeah. Although actually, what's the size? Is the size also a float? Because why is it the timer is a double? I guess because it's based on delta time, and that's a double. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, size. There's no size. Get size. I always forget what this is. How do you get the size of a sprite? I don't remember. That is written down. Region. Whatever. Godot get size of sprite. That's the texture size. That's why. Okay. Private float crystal width and crystal height. All right, so both crystals have the same width. So it doesn't really matter which one we get. Active crystal dot texture dot width. There we go. Hey, EJ. EJ, I mentioned you in the latest interview. Did I tell you about this? Here, watch the entire video and see if you can spot when I mention you. I'm kidding. I'll share it now. Ella asked me at the end of the interview a few questions, and one of them was, what was the most impactful moment on your stream? And I think she was asking in terms of growth or something like that, but I said it was when every Juan put together a community video years ago. That was the most impactful moment. And Titanium Clad, thanks for the sub. Welcome in. Following since 13 minutes ago. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's very nice, very touching. I think the interview is worth watching. It's just, if all you wanted to do is find out when you were mentioned, now you know. All right, we actually can't get this from this thing. We need to get it from the inactive one, because that one has the texture set up already. Actually, I guess they both do. And then crystal height. This is actually the inactive crystal height. Is that... It's not the texture height. Although actually maybe it is. I don't know. Let's just print these things out. I'd love to just debug this, but I can't do that. Oh, Alibi, thank you too for resubbing. Adam party all around. How are you both doing? Also, Crace, I think I was going to show you something specifically earlier, but I just ended up doing regular testing stuff and probably forgetting about it, so my apologies. Does this print out 27 and 16? Yeah, it does. Perfect. All right, so now we can use these things here. Crystal width, inactive crystal height. The logo looks good. Oh man, the better logo. They're both good. They're just for different things. But the store listing, which apparently is not there. Where is this thing? I guess it's actually just skeleseller.com, which by the way I finally registered. But yeah, this. I love this graphic. I think this is amazing. Yeah. Love tuning in for coding. Well, it's good to see you here, Alibi. Hey, Nugs. Just saying hi, long-time lurker. Watching your stream always randomly inspires me to be more diligent and organized at work, so thank you. Well, thank you for watching. Yeah, I'm very happy with how the graphics are turning out. I can take no credit. But I have been working on the music, although I haven't really made any more progress on the second track. But I'm working on it. We're getting there. Thanks, Titanium. I had a question about gameplay. Do the items that come out of the portal spawn in front, or can they spawn behind the portal? I'm not totally sure what you mean. Do you mean just visually? Like, could the portal show on top of the items? Because I think the problem would be if you couldn't see an item because it's behind the portal, then you wouldn't even know that it's there. Yeah, put Sandstorm in. I'm sure the copyright owners of that will love my choice. I thought I might not be able to grab items while playing because they were behind the portal. Oh, I don't think that's a problem. I think you should always be able to grab the items. And now we can just dump them all into here. This is doing nothing for us. Yeah. Hey, Solovansky. Heard of the law passed in Germany that a game needs to have a proper age rating, otherwise it can't be sold? Could this hurt visibility of your game or other indie studios? It depends on how you have to get an age rating. If it's a difficult process, then yes, it certainly could hurt indie studios. I think any with a reasonable amount of resources will go through that process. But, Joe Schmo, who's making a breakout clone who just happens to put it on Steam, is probably not going to go through that process. Although I think Steam will probably alert you about this. In fact, maybe Steam would even help with it. He's just telling me he loves your stream. Yeah, he and I are pretty tight. Imagine being mentioned in an interview. Like, oh, what do you do in your free time? This person's in Hollywood, living it up. They're like, I watch Adam. Adam? Who are you talking about? Adam Learns Live. I didn't even think I needed to say the full name. My viewership spikes by like 10 that night. Yeah, he's a programmer. All right, so we're going to write a private void set crystal fill percent. Just 10. That's it. Is there a reason for it being small in relation to its importance compared to other objects? Not really, no. We could probably make it a little bit bigger. Yeah. Okay, so this is where we're going to do this. And say set percent to 0. And I should probably write a comment here saying 0% is completely gray. 100. Yeah, actually, that's fine. Okay, so this is just percent times inactive crystal height. So if 0% is gray, this isn't even correct. It fills backwards. 1 minus percent. Yeah, I think that's what we need to do. All right, let's try calling all these other ones so we don't ever need to do this again. So on timer timeout, we're going to set that it is completely unfilled. In this case, we're going to say percent. And in this case, we're going to set it to 100%. Now let's try that. Don't need an official USK rating. I need to do a questionnaire, which is very quick and easy. Okay. Yeah. Also, I suspect, I don't know what the German ratings are, but I'm guessing this would get the equivalent of an E for everyone. There are no questionable themes in the game. There's no questionable language. There's just cartoon violence is about it. I am still doing this, just sitting around waiting. I keep forgetting VS Code is broken right now. All right. All we're doing is testing that the same thing works the way it always did, and it doesn't. It's filling up the wrong way now. So this does not need to be 10 minus. This just needs to be time left. So as the timer, well, let's just test it out. Yeah, my VS Code won't let me debug or even run. It's spewing some error about a native exception occurred during launch. POSIX spawn P failed. And I don't know how to fix this. Yeah. What an honor joining Adam. All right, take care. Baby seal for mittens. Good to see you. Good that you dropped in. I have tried turning it off and back on, and that did not seem to fix it. All right, that looks like it's working. And it should completely empty. Yeah, nice. Wonder why they're requiring it at all. Probably just like an informed consent kind of thing. Like, hey, I don't want my kids playing a game that has a lot of violence or a lot of whatever, anything that they find questionable. And it's like, well, how do you know as a parent? You know because of a rating. So if a game is unrated, what does that mean? And probably there are games that are like super cartoony and fun and nice and their kids should play it. And then there are games that look like they should be that way, but aren't. If I tried rotating 180 degrees, I'm gonna just shake the error out of VS Code. All right, where do we leave off here? I think we need to check this in. Is there anything else that's weird about what I've done in this class? Just this. This should be crystal width. And this is the full crystal height, which I wonder if we have in our... Yeah, we do have it in a thing over here. In fact, why do we even set the region? I know why. Because we need to change the crystal dynamically. All right, but that should be easy enough to do. We just do active crystal dot texture dot get height. Yeah. So now the only hard-coded values we have are a few that I just don't care to fix right now. And then the timer, of course. The timer should come from the buff, the battle mod. Like we should know how long this lasts for, and I guess we don't have that right now. All right, the way we've done this in the past is we've made like an all something data kind of class, and we've just kept information in there, and it's been totally fine. And I guess abilities are the ones that are kind of closest to that. But yeah, something like this value, this would just be the amount of time remaining on the buff. Because there are kind of two forms of this buff. There's the crystal side of it, and that has like timer A, and then there's the battle side of it, and it has timer B, which might not even ever come into effect. So you get a buff that might say something like grant all adventurers +2 power for 2 minutes. So now the timer A is 2 minutes, and there is no timer B. It's just if they're in battle, they got the +2 power. So the question is just where do we put this? And I want to put this alongside where we're defining these mods. So I want it in here somewhere. And I think I want an annotation to do this so that we could say something here like battle mod this and then the duration. So 120, something like that. Yeah, that's what I'd like to do. And I think that's what we'll probably do just after this. We don't have anything written about an annotation, do we? Nope. All right, annotate all battle mods and get rid of the giant switch. Well, it's not actually giant yet, but it would be. Oh, and probably write this down. Okay, so then let's just keep it hard-coded for right now at 10. I mean, this isn't great. Oh, and then this needed to know what we set the timer to. Oh, does the timer know what we set it to? Does timer, it has a timer remaining. Wait time? Time required for the timer to end in seconds. This property can also be set every time start is called. What? Set wait time. Oh, yeah, I think this is correct. I think this will be set to 10. So I think we can just use that instead of the 10 that we have right there. Is there a timer dot percent or ratio? No, there's not. It's 6. You're saying kids have to wait till they're 6 years old to play this game? That's unacceptable. Let's remove all the fantasy violence. We will have monkeys throwing bananas. No, that's violent. We'll have monkeys eating bananas every time that you would have dealt damage. We got to get 5-year-olds playing this game. Actually, a lot of the magic age range for me actually caring about whether someone exists is 13 because that's what Twitch's age was. Up until then, I was like, if you somehow explain that you were younger than 13, I would just ban you from my chat immediately because you're violating Twitch's terms of service. So I think an E rating in the US, E rating, ESRB. I know E stands for everyone, but I wonder if they have age ranges on this. I can't find this quickly enough. Anyway, I assume we'd get an E rating in the US. EJ, I just don't drive anywhere. The new Zelda game is 10 plus. Actually, that is pretty surprising. Yeah, that is pretty surprising. Huh. I'm trying to think, what have I seen in the game that might give it that rating, and I don't know what it is. Then again, I also don't think probably any parent who's really super worried about their kid playing video games is going to have too much to say about Zelda. At least not that Zelda game. Maybe Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Gamer Violence. All right, active mod. This is looking good. This is good. Good. Yeah, this is just hard coded for right now. We're gonna need to change that. In fact, let me write that down. That we need to change that. The 120 is the duration. Actually, take the duration into account instead of calling this. Any suggestive themes? But I don't know. I haven't played the whole game yet, but I don't know what's suggestive in the game. In fact, at one part, I'm not going to spoil anything. It's not really a spoiler anyway. But at one part, they did something that could have been interpreted as a little bit punitive for one of the characters, and they ended up kind of toning it down quite a lot. I've had it with this violence. Thought you were leaving. Game called Flat Out. They needed to change the human to a doll because the human was thrown out of a car if you crash. Wait, needed to? Like this game literally couldn't have existed otherwise? Or they just needed to get a low enough rating? What is this game rated? T for teen in the US at least. Yeah, that's suggestive. You play as a character, so we're suggesting that you are that character, when in reality you're not. All right, this is all looking good too. Cool. Item now has a battle mod ID, also cool. And what changed over here? Oh, this garbage. None of this needed to be here. Yeah, delete you. Okay, so grant buffs properly from the Enchanter. When dragging an item, you'll now get that specific item's buff for 10 seconds, 10 whole seconds. The crystal will also light up and animate itself, slowly draining its color. What is going on right now? Did that try committing multiple times? It did. Something is very wrong with VS Code right now. Let me just quit the whole process. I'm going to restart one more time. I don't think this is going to fix anything. But if it did, that would be amazing because I'm already annoyed by this. Is it working? Probably not. Take care. Baby Seal for Mins. It did work. Wow. I guess I hadn't quit the first time. I just X'd out of it. Huh. If only someone had suggested that I turn it off and back on again, but nobody did. All I tried was rotating 179 degrees. Chat, you got to get on that. By the way, I did restart it earlier. I just didn't quit it, and I've never needed to quit the process earlier. I didn't realize. They got a 12 plus with a change. Okay, so this is done. Annotate all battle mods. Yeah, so we have, I think, only one annotation in the game right now. Is that even correct? I don't even know where this is. Components. Yeah, I don't know. It's whatever this is. Attribute. They're not called annotations. That's why I couldn't find it. Attribute. How many attributes do we have? Well, probably whatever's in this folder. Oh, we have 2. What's this? Attribute usage, attribute targets not all. Identifies that a class represents an ability in a way we can construct them all when the game starts. Yeah, this is exactly what I want. What do we do with this? Form ability dictionary. Get all of the things with that attribute and then create them all once. That's where this code went. I knew this existed somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, we would have suggested it. Then we would have had to rate the chat like 18 plus or something. All right, so I think we're going to make a new attribute. Oh, now that I think about it, didn't we even... We had an ability here. We used to have... No, we still have ability ID. We used to have to modify all ability data, and now that doesn't need to happen anymore. So that's what we're going to save ourselves from doing here. Okay, so we need a new attribute. We're going to call this a battle mod attribute. Battle mod attribute indicates that a class represents a... Well, it doesn't work on this, which means it didn't work on the last one. We have to fix this problem post haste. Where does ability reside? Base ability? What? I guess we need to do this. There we go. All right, that fixed that. All right, so over here we want battle mod ID, but we can't just do that. We need to go find out where that exists, or battle mod, excuse me, which is here. Yeah. All right, then we want to parameterize this. I think component attribute has a parameter. Yes, it does. Thank goodness. So I don't have to look up the syntax for this. So we want a battle mod ID, and a duration. Good. And then save those things off over here. Name can be simplified. Oh, because now we've already used the namespace, yeah. All right, battle mod ID and the duration. Cool. Now we annotate our classes with this. So small power buff mod, we put that here. How do we use this thing? Then don't we delete the word attribute from here? It's gonna last for 120 seconds. How can you define times in C# better than this? Define time in minutes. Is there like a time.minutes, comma 2 that I don't have to make myself? Yeah, probably. Time span. Probably make that and then get total seconds or something like that. Time span dot from minutes to dot total seconds. Yeah, that's what I want, I think. Is that better looking than what we had before? Probably. Cannot convert from double to float. Oh God. Maybe I should just make it be a double. Yeah, I might as well. That way I don't need to cast this everywhere. Where did the double thing go? I don't know, but it's got attribute in the name, so let's go search for that. There, double. Prepare for floats. Must be a constant expression, so you can't do this? Oh. So dumb. Fine, I'll put it back to 120. I don't think it's that bad. Yeah, you can't use time span. Oh well, we tried. Tried and failed. I was warned about the trouble. Team Rocket got me again. Okay, so that's for small power buff. Now we need small fortitude buff, which doesn't even represent a fortitude buff, actually. Battle mod. Oh, we need to type it as attribute so that it knows what to import and then delete the attribute. Now let's make this one last for 40 seconds, just to have a different number there. I also thought of boat. And look, now you have a boat emote. All because of the stupid Boatland video from years ago. Please do not anybody watch that video. Can I purge my own bot? Oh man. I find that video cringy now. But it's part of the Adam13531 lore. Okay, so is there a way for us to use this here? And the answer is, I don't know. I guess abilities only tagged that they were abilities? How do we do this then? Data. Pass in the data right from the class. I'm trying to get this right from the ability, but this wouldn't. Maybe the battle module just know its duration. I didn't see your message above. Oh, no, I hadn't. Sorry, Ski. Yeah, always failed. Yeah, it's too bad, easy light. So we could pass some like battle mod data to the root class, which is battle mod, which is just going to take in an ID and I guess a duration. I think I'm okay with that. Does base ability store that information? It does. Yeah, yeah. Why don't we store that? All right, so there's an ID here, which I guess we're gonna get from the data now. Private battle mod data. So set that. We don't even have this thing yet. This should come from here. And the duration, which is a float, duration should come from here. There's no protected set. It's literally just a getter at this point. What? Oh, yeah. Hey, Mystical Cell. Long time no see. You're forcing me to do this. I want to see how long of a time it's been. It has been since September 16th. Welcome back. I'm doing well. I've been working on the Enchanter, which is our way of having equipment in the game. This might sound as a surprise if you were used to all the memes in the channel about why won't you ever add equipment. Well, now we're doing it. And I can show this off in a little bit. But first we need ability data to work its way over here. Battle mod data. This goes in battles, battle mods. We call it battle mod data. Where have you been since September, young man? Yeah, he has the Poland badge. So we're just assuming genders here. Oh, hey, you went to TwitchCon. That's where they've been. All right, battle mod ID and a duration, float duration. I want these to be capitalized. In fact, I want this to just be a record. Why is this not a record? That probably makes no sense. Record. Make ability data and other data classes into records. Oh my God. Fine. Yeah, thank you. Perfect alibi. Yeesh. Any comments on the recent woke Godot drama? I don't know what this drama is. What is this? Godot drama. Godot engine drama sparked by company's controversial. Click more to find out. Response to wave of harassment. There's a tweet. I don't. I'm not going to read all this right now. I hadn't heard of this. Adam streams now at work. That is not an excuse, Mystical Cell. No, that's totally fine. I hope it's not bad busy and it's just busy. Yeah. I am generally not plugged into a whole lot of different things. Those who are curious, I used to read Reddit quite a lot, and then Reddit like pretty much blocked third-party apps. They didn't really, it wasn't that, but I'm just writing this for the people who know that's pretty much what happened. And then I just stopped using Reddit. So that stopped me from being plugged into anything. I never really used Instagram or Facebook or really anything else. I guess the only other thing I very, very partially used was Twitter. So the news that I get right now is the news that shows when I swipe on my home screen and I see like two things there because I also stopped doom scrolling. So I never scroll that screen. I don't have a command about that. Doom. Oh, it's doom scroll. Alias doom scrolling, doom scroll. Yeah, I know my green screen is messing up. I gotta fix that oppressal. All right, so this really should be a record struct, which means we gotta copy all this stuff over here. And this, and battle mod ID, and float duration, delete everything else. All right, we're getting there. We're very, very slowly getting there. Captured into the state of the enclosing type, and its value will also be used to initialize a field. I saw this happen once before, and I don't know how I fixed it. I guess we don't need that. Oh my God. All right. So next up, the way that abilities work, if we look at Fireball, for example, we pass in ability data here, and the ability data is static. Why in the world is this static? I guess just so I didn't have to define it up here. That's fine. The fix was to delete it. They pinged the official Godot Discord with an announcement about it. Well, I don't think I'm in that Discord, or if I am, it's one of the ones that I muted. I mute pretty much every Discord that I'm in, other than the two best ones. These. Take a look at those fancy Discords. Bet you want to be in those servers. All right, there's going to be battle mod data. It's battle mod ID dot small power buff. And the duration we said was going to be 120. Then we just use the data here. And then this means nothing. Oh, how do we do this? So I need a way of you constructing one of these things. I think we can do it just like we did it with the abilities. No, but you construct it with a battle system. I'm getting those servers. All right. Well, thanks for the sub, Titanium. Thanks for mentioning pizza around me. Thanks for joining Discord. Just thanks all around. You have notes on quest indicators showing up if you save or load the game with an active quest? I'm pretty sure I do. I think it's part of the mega save issue because I just never bothered saving quest stuff. Yeah. That's issue 177. We just didn't do anything here. And it relies on 132, which is closed. So I'm going to just delete that part. Okay. So I still don't know how we're going to construct these things. How did abilities do it? Ability attribute. We called create instance because the ability didn't take anything special. Yeah, it didn't take anything special. Does this take anything special? It takes in a battle system, which we won't have. How are we going to make one of these? Create instance. Can you maybe pass this in? I'm not sure yet. It's been okay busy. Making catering orders like crazy. Temporary AGM for our restaurant. Oh, cool. What's the kind of restaurant? Not that you have to share if you don't want to. Someone said they worked at a pasta restaurant. All right, I gotta fix this up too. I want to at least get this stuff working. What time is it? 3:44. Yeah, I want to at least get this stuff working. I might stream tomorrow. Although, as mentioned, I don't know when that would be. Data. Okay, good. So the attributes are completely unused, and the durations are currently unused, but we need to use those. So we just search for start 10, and we set this to be the item dot. No, we don't have a way to get this, do we? All ability data. We get an ability data. We don't store this anywhere. We don't have an ability dictionary. We don't have a battle mod dictionary, I mean. Oh, you work at the pasta restaurant. Okay, got it. Yep. I was gonna say. There's no way that just totally came up with that out of nowhere. That's why the battle system was in the initialize and update method in the other classes. Abilities don't need that though, right? It was effects. I don't think I create effects the same way. Oh, I don't remember how those are created now at all. I think their constructor is just somewhat generic. Yeah, it is. All right. Well, oh man. No, wait, how does that work? How do effects work? Effects are exactly what I need. How do we make these? Each ability just constructs the one that they need. Yeah, and that's fine for abilities to do. Because something like zombie bite is going to construct a poison thing here. Yeah, it just makes a poison debuff. I want to avoid some mega switch statement though. I think we're going to need to do some activator create instance stuff with this. Yeah, we don't have a way of doing this right now. Okay, so what if I made an all battle mod data class and it worked like abilities? Would that suffice? We have a dictionary of ability. Oh, you know what I should do? I should take a break because I definitely feel myself flagging right now. Also, I've gone 2.5 hours without a break. So how about you all play Jump Royale and I'll be back in a little bit. Is it jump time? I said, is it jump time? It's jump time. All right, for those who've never seen this, just type join in Twitch chat and then J and a number, and you'll figure it out. I'll be back in a little bit. I saw the end of that. And I like how smug Kevin's character looked just standing there. Like, I won. I don't need to do anything. All right, close the game. And GG, everybody. Okay, so we're going to save this over here. All battle mod data. The problem with this is that this dictionary would return fully formed abilities. I can get the battle mod data, but I need some way of constructing one of these. There's got to be a function somewhere that it takes in a battle mod ID and returns a thing. And the way that this worked for abilities is we would clone them. But there's actually no state here. It's purely just a function and, well, no mutable state. At least not right now, but maybe eventually they have mutable state. Yeah, they probably will. Yeah, they almost certainly will. They'll need it. So you'll need to be able to clone these. Man, Kevin's really rubbing it in. Here's another reason why you all lost so bad. Glad I didn't play. I'd be demoralized. How hard would it be to add a clone function? What does base ability do? Oh, it calls create instance on the type. How does it do that? Get type. Get type is a built-in C# thing, right? Yes, it is. Because, no, how does that work? I don't understand this. This takes in an ability data. How is this actually created if we never pass in the data? I'm so confused by this. Yeah, I don't get this. All right, C# activator, create instance, yeah. Oh, with parameters, I guess. I just want to see how this thing even works. A lot more work within the hours. When does your GM get back? You can just pass in parameters here. Why does this not need to happen? It doesn't make any sense. This takes in ability data, and yet here we call create instance without it. Oh my God, I think I know how this is happening. No, it wouldn't even have an ID though. Never mind. I was gonna. All right, let's set a breakpoint here. Now the breakpoints work again. Well, breakpoints work, but my code doesn't because all this stuff needs to be create battle mod, and we don't have anything that does this yet. So just delete everything in here. Yeah, get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of all of this stuff. All right, there. I want to see what happens inside base ability with respect to the ability data. It should get hit pretty much immediately. Yeah. Ability dot, can we get that? What? Oh man, I don't get it. Yeah, I definitely don't understand. Create ability, is this for execute? It is. How is this working then? Krasner, thank you for the resub. Welcome back. Happy 20 months. Undetermined should be in the next couple of months. Wow. Okay. That's longer than I thought. Geez, I wonder what the story is behind that. Animated quest item, man. Nice. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at PRs hopefully tomorrow. I don't get this. Yeah, I definitely don't get this. And Easy Light, thank you too for resubbing. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wow, wow. All right, I gotta learn more about create instance then, because I do not know how this is even possible. Oh, wait a sec. I do know how. Oh my God, I'm being a dummy. That's why. This is being cast as a base ability, but that's the base class. Obviously, the derived classes pass in a constructor, pass in an argument to the constructor. Okay, never mind. This is not complex at all. All right, so how do we use this in for battle mods? What am I doing? We'd have to construct it with. No, we don't need to construct it like that. We'd have to construct this just with the battle system, which create instance can do. Yeah, obviously. Who would not know that? All right, I think this is very doable then. This needs to take in a battle system. And then we need to return activator dot create instance. And we need the type of these things. And that was from clone. So all ability data has all of the types here. And then we create the roots so that we can then fill in the rest. Oh, that's not a good idea. I think we just need IDs to types. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think I know what we're going to do. I don't know if this is going to work. Let's hope it does. Because otherwise, this is going to be very hard. All right, so this is form battle mod dictionary. And the dictionary that we care about is one that is of an ID to a type. Battle mod ID to a type. Can we do that? We probably can't. Too hungry to care that I exist. You sure knew a lot. What a precocious little scamp you were. Too bad I didn't care. You gotta wonder though, EJ, when I was 5, did I care about my own existence? Also, probably no. Going to therapy for a heart attack, yeah, oh man, that's too bad. Yeah, I was gonna say, it sounds like not everything could be going right for a multi-month, somewhat indefinite leave of absence. How do you like C# and VS Code? I like it okay. I think there are parts that could be better. And what extension am I using? I'm using these two. C# and C# dev kit. Okay, so how do you put a type into here? Oh, is this just a lack of an import? Oh, that actually does work. Oh, well, I thought that was just an impossibility. Form battle mod dictionary. All right, it's got to be this. All right. Why do we do this now? I see. Battle mods. Select many is from link. And where get custom attribute. Battle mod attribute. All right, we're getting there. Now go through each type. Battle mod type in the battle mod types. We don't need to create anything here. We're just going to save this. Wait, but we can't get... Oh, man. You use it for free because it's a commercial product. I'm not sure how they're licensed for their C# dev kit extension functions. That's a good question, and one I wish you'd never asked. Because now if I find out I have to pay for it, I'm going to pay for it. Extension commercial use. Teams up to 5 can use it at no cost. Okay, no, I'm fine. Okay, cool. Can't you get the ID from the attribute? I can, but that means I need to define it in 2 different places. Because right now it's here and here. And I guess what we could do is we could get small power buff mod dot data dot ID. Oh, we could just say data dot ID. Must be constant. Is this not considered constant? We can't make this const, can we? No. So then we can't do this. So then it needs to be defined in 2 places. Still dumb that you need to pay for a VS Code extension? I don't think so. I think any software that benefits you in a way that saves you a ton of time or money, I think it's fair to charge for. Is there a better way to do this? We could construct this thing using a fake battle system so that we can get the ID. Oh man. We could do that. Yeah. Or we could pull it from the attribute. Does it have macros? I think it's just got attributes. No, wait, it does have macros. Because it's got pound if and everything, right? Yeah. Well, preprocessor directives. Can't use these directives to create macros. Okay. Never mind. I guess that's got to be the only thing that's on the line. Anyway, here's a way that we could do this, which this is kind of silly, but battle mod. So we create an instance with, I guess, just a new battle system. How do we even make a battle system? And then we need to dispose of it afterward. It's so hacky. There's got to be an overall better way of doing this. We can't just make a new battle system. It's a Godot node. Oh man, Oppresso, good night. Have a good sleep. Thanks for dropping by. I can just instantiate it. Can I do that? And then get the ID from this? Duplicate battle mod ID. Oh my goodness. All right. How is that? We want to get the type of this thing now, and that's it. And then here, so dumb. This is actually, yeah, this is just dumb. But whatever. And there we go. Now we call this ID to type dictionary. Yeah, I'm gonna instantiate outside the for and eventually switch it. I just didn't yet, although apparently I can't even. Let me see. Oh, it's just this hasn't been imported. Yeah, there. Now what's this? Possible null return. We could just assume that it's not null. Oh man. Now what's this problem? Remove the empty class. That's not even a thing anymore. Am I using a corn? Yes, I am, Night Dev. Well, I do want to think if there's a better way to do this. Because, yeah, this is a mess right now. So now when we create a battle mod, we had a switch somewhere that was like, I don't know where it was. Small power buff. We'll just search for that. Here it is. Okay, so now instead of this, we could just say battle mods.add all battle mod data, create. There's that. So that got a lot cleaner. And then the other thing we need to do is the duration being set to 10, where we get this from Wait a second. There's no way to do what I want to do. I need to be able to get the data. So we need a BattleMod ID to BattleMod data. ID to data dictionary. This won't work. We need to construct all these a second time. Or I need to make this not read only and do a bunch of garbage. Oh yeah, your words per minute are going to drop whenever you try a totally different keyboard like this. But ideally, it goes back up after some time. Man. I'll probably just ignore whatever error comes out of this, but here's what I'm going to do. We're going to just get rid of this. And we're going to form this down here. There we go. Not contain a definition for getting the data. Well, that's a problem. And we're going to make a definition for it. And that thing we deleted earlier is coming right back. Equals data. Parameters captured in the state, and its value is also used to initialize a field or property. Can we just change that to be this? Do not declare visible instance fields. Get private set. Problem solved. All right, now that start 10 that we had, which is now just a start, which I would like to go back to, please, is now going to be all BattleMod data dot. Oh, I gotta make a public static get data BattleMod ID. It should just know how to do the rest of this stuff. It doesn't. There. That's going to be, oh, this is the wrong class. That's why. No wonder it doesn't know. All right, that's everything. I think this is going to work. Is that a thing? It's going to say make it read only. I'm not going to make it read only, and I can't make it read only, not easily at least. Suppress just that issue. Yeah, great. All right, now we get data for the active mod duration. Perfect. Let's start this up. So I think it's going to work. I think this is a slight monstrosity. We don't need a breakpoint there anymore. So here's what should happen. When we drag a weapon... Wait, don't they all have the same buff right now? I think no matter what we drag, it's going to be a 2-minute long timer. And it broke. If you're setting the attribute, why are you also defining some data structure? Wouldn't it make sense to make the data part of that attribute? The attribute's probably going to stop holding data in it. At least that's what I'm probably going to do, because I am only using it to tag that these are battle mods. So this, for example, will just delete this whole thing. And it'll look like that. But I haven't done that yet. But it's just so I don't have to define the ID in 2 different places. And I think I did this for abilities. Yeah, it's just an ability. And then we construct it and we get its ID from the base thing that we constructed. Which I guess maybe we could do here too. Let me think about this. Yeah. All right, so what's the problem with this? Type initializer through an exception. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. All battle mod data, line 51. ID to data dictionary, battle mod ID equals battle mod data. That's... Oh, because that's null. There we go. Transition is a bit painful. Navigating through VS Code and writing code feels so slow. It will feel slow for a while, yeah. I made a video on the learning curve, which is apparently that. Yeah, you might find that video to be somewhat comforting. I had an identity crisis as I was learning Colmac, and I documented it in that video. Oh, it's still broken. Type initializer, same line too. What's going wrong here? This is now set to something. this should be setting the data in here. Weird. I wonder if this is doing something Oh, I think I know what's going on. I think it's not actually set because of this. I think it's the order in which I define these. But it's going to force me to put read-only stuff first, won't it? And even if I didn't, that's what's going to get run first. Interesting. Well, I think we can just do it this way then. In this function, we just set this to an empty dictionary. And then there won't be a problem. Gonna watch it. Nice. Yeah. Have we done it yet? Is this defined? Yes. And then it breaks somewhere else. All battle mod data line 24. ID to data dictionary. It doesn't think it's defined. Maybe because of when we're calling this? No, it can't be when we're calling it. It's called from here. This thing isn't set. It's null. But this has been called. I'm not totally sure what I'm doing wrong. I do know that how I'm trying to do all of this stuff is really messed up. Also, that this never got hit is problematic. So now I think I see what's going on. This form battle mod dictionary is never even being hit. Because nothing uses ID to type dictionary yet, that's why. Oh, so this only gets hit on demand. And when it does... Wait, what does use this? Create a battle mod, which we won't have because we won't know how long to create it for because we would have... Oh, man. Okay, well, we could try to fix this in a really stupid way. Where do we create the mod? We don't ever create it. Oh, that's the real problem here. Wait, that means we never call... No, we call this function, but yeah, only after we started the timer. No, only when we start a battle, excuse me, which is after we started the timer. Yeah, which is why there's an issue here. So technically, I guess we need the form battle mod dictionary to be over here. We could just make a static constructor for this, though. I'm going to do that. I'm going to just regret all of this at some point. All right, how do you make a static constructor? Static all battle mod data. Yeah, form battle mod dictionary. As long as we do this, everything should be fine. Now we just don't set that. We don't set that. Is a one-time setup. I don't think the town should care about this, and that's what static constructors are for. So now we don't want to return anything from here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Creates an exception. Exception should not be raised in this type of method. Changes logic so it no longer raises an exception. Okay, we'll have to look that up in a bit. Method must have a return type, yeah. Oh, I see. Okay. Let's try that. Oh, wait, no, this won't work. It's not going to say anything in the dictionary. Well, it won't let us start a battle, but at least a timer should work, right? Please tell me this works. Yep, nice, cool. All right, as far as not starting the battle, we just need to use this ID to type dictionary instead of the thing that we had. Battle mods. And I think we're done. So let's try it out. So stupid. All right, we're gonna start a battle. We should be taking regular damage, which should be 10, and we're doing 2 damage, which is regular. Cool. We're gonna now drag an item over here. We're gonna repeat the battle. We're gonna be doing infinite damage. I think 242 actually. Yep. So we killed it immediately, and this is slowly draining of its color. So we speed up the game. If we were to start another battle, for example, we would still be doing 242 damage. So I'm going to speed this up to 8x. So now you can see this thing drain, waiting for it to go down to nothing. If I were to start another battle, it would still be super fast. And now, I think it ran out. It's hard to tell. Now we do 2 damage again. Perfect. Yeah, the sprite bleed is really, really bad. But nice. It's all working. It's all working totally fine. So the next thing we would do is in all item data, maybe let's make one of those small blue potions. Where are those? Small blue potion. Here it is. Let's make that give a fortitude buff. And that'll test whether this is pulling in the right mod. Then we have a lot of cleanup to do. Okay, so if I start a battle, we're taking full damage, right? Yeah. And now I drag a blue potion here, and we restart the battle. And we should take almost no damage, or actually no damage, right? Yeah, 0 damage. Perfect. But if I drag a weapon here, we should do a ton of damage. Yeah, awesome. Nice. So the buff system is pretty much working. Sprite bleed is a gigantic problem. Yeah, this one only lasts for 40 seconds, which is why it's going away so quickly. Honestly, I think what we should be doing here is totally different from what I did. I think what we should do is this should always be visible. So we set this to 0. Not like that. We set this to 0. 27, whatever. And then I think what we should do is just fade out its opacity. Or fade it in. Where is that? Here, yeah. So we should do something like this. I think that'd be maybe better. The crystal slowly loses its color altogether. It's just not easy to tell how close to done it is at a glance. I mean, we could just have a timer above it. But that's another way to do this. Okay, so now the battle mod attribute doesn't even need to be, doesn't need to have any of this stuff. So we would delete this. Let's just copy paste the whole thing first. Then get rid of the stuff I don't need, which is everything. Then in small power buff, we delete this. And in small fortitude buff, we delete this. And what's this? Hides battle mod.data? Oh yeah. Whoops. Aw, man. What do we do about that? It is actually the exact same data. It's just getting saved. So we could say this is a new thing. Does that work? Use the new keyword of hiding as intended. It didn't actually seem to work that way. Hide base member. It's still complaining. You could add an effect on expire with this. What do you mean, Darkstorm? Were you talking about the animating of the crystal? Did that fix this? I don't know. I don't want to set this new anyway. I think we just call this like local data or something like that. Maybe just battle mod data. The color fade out. I think the problem is that whenever, imagine there's something that's like 10% left. So either that we have faded out the color or we have scaled down the colorful crystal. Either way, there's very little left. And maybe that represents like 10 seconds remaining. In which case, for 10 seconds at a glance, you can't really tell, is it done? Is it still working? Unless you can see the remaining like little 10% tick down, or you can see the color still fading from it. So I think we should probably just show a timer above it. maybe at the very least, what we should do is allow you to customize whether the timer should show. It's like imagine putting a label here and just saying something like, whatever, 2M, 3S. You just put that up here. This is very unambiguous when you see this ticking down to 2M, 2S, and 2M, 1S. And you could have a setting in the settings menu of like, show this on top of all of them. But we'll see how that works. This is the kind of thing I expect we'd get feedback on. All right, so if we just name this battle mod data, then everything would be fine. Kind of weird that we even do this. And then is there still a problem? No. And then small power buff mod, same thing. We call this battle mod data. Oh man. We're constructing it just to get the ID. Wait a second, but there's a static. Yeah, this is static, but do we construct it for any other reason? Maybe make an effect timer if maybe make an effective timer is like less than 10 seconds. So you see the timer's finishing soon. Oh yeah, interesting. So just show the last 10 seconds of it. And up until that amount of time, you should be able to tell that it's on because you'd see some color in it. To be honest, I think I kind of like just having the timer there always. Yeah, we could flash this whole thing like Ski said, fade the color in and out. Because if you're just looking around your town, I guess it's obvious enough that this is working right now. Where's our small potion? We don't have a small potion. Grant items. We still don't have a small potion. Okay, well, that's why we're just going to go win this. No, you took the potion. What are you doing? Oh, no, wait, you took a different potion. I gotta wait for these to disappear. Wait, no, something is going wrong here. Where's the potion you're supposed to get from this? Yeah, there it is. Maybe a bit cluttered. Goes to being less filled up as time goes away, but you already have it. That's all I can say is I love it. Well, this wasn't even my idea. I think this was Kevin's idea originally. Although now it's in the game. Yeah, so here's where I think there's the problem. At a glance, like this blue one's kind of hard to tell that there's even anything filled up. And there is. You could zoom in on it and you can see. But like, can you tell from far away? I guess the orange one is still kind of obvious. And I haven't shown the green one, but here's the green one. Yeah, I'll worry about this later. I think we'll add a glow or we'll flash it or something. Pulsates when active and gets faster when they're about to run out. And they're just grayed out when inactive. Yeah, I think we need to do something like that. Also high capture. And you can color the pedestals when the timers are active. Actually, yeah, something like that could be kind of interesting. Yeah, well, let's worry about this later. Thing I want to worry about right now is could we have done this better? So the important thing, we needed this. We need this to exist. A function that takes in an ID and then knows how to form the correct battle mod from it. And in order to get that, we needed to know the types of all of these with their IDs. Let me think about that. I suppose we could have defined it in the attribute. So I could have put it up here. There could have been the ID there. And then maybe we could have somehow pulled it in the battle mod root class, what the ID was. I don't know. What we did works. I probably just shouldn't think about it anymore. But it just seems so bad. Oh, also we got to do this. Validate all battle mods. all data validator validate ID to type. Oh, you know what I could have done to get around this? I could have stored everything in the same dictionary. All right, whatever. I'm gonna write some to-do items in here. To do store everything in the same dictionary and just make a new class that stores type and battle mod data. And to do validate the dictionary using all data validator. And then get rid of or add read only back to the dictionary and get rid of the pragma. Do we need to get rid of the battle system if we do this? I guess ready will never be called and init will never be called. So this will never exist. Oh, which means it's going to be orphaned. Shows how much I'm paying attention. All right, so free this thing. We make a battle system just so that we can construct. But what if that was null? Would that be a problem? I don't know. Battle mod. If we were to construct one of these and we don't have a battle system, it won't actually cause any issues. Oh, but the updates are going to be called. No, they're not in the tree, so they won't be called. I'm not actually sure about that. Let's go take a look. So we're going to overwrite this. And we're just going to print updating. I'm not sure if this shouldn't get hit. I don't even think I finished writing that comment, by the way. Please tell me that's not getting hit. Okay, good. Whew. Good. Yeah, so what if we just didn't do that? What if we just never had a battle system? And still tried constructing it. Would it fail? Huh, it didn't fail. I guess because it's nullable and we can't tell it build time because we're using reflection. But then that fails. Why does that fail? Type initializer through an exception. Cannot dynamically create an instance. No per. Oh, okay. It does no. Oh, well, worth trying. Just that we can construct the battle mod and we construct the battle mod just so that we can get the type. That's dumb, though. That's dumb. No, just so we can get the data. The type is right here. We don't even need this. We could have just written that. It's technically the same as new node, I guess. It might be. Although in this case, there shouldn't be any harm in making a battle system like this and then freeing it right at the end. Oh, is there any way we could get that data ahead of time, though, without constructing one of these? Maybe you explicitly pass a null to create instance. I'm not concerned about this, to be honest. I'm concerned about creating a battle mod there, and even then it's not very concerning. No, I think it doesn't like it being null. Constructor on type small fortitude buff mod not found. Huh. I guess it doesn't know how to take in null. I'm surprised the reflection system knows about that. Is it necessary to have two? No, I have a to-do item to fix that. I'm going to merge them. All right, is this working now? Yes, it is. Okay, well. I guess we're just keeping this code. I I'm not happy with this. Again, we need something that does this. And I don't want to modify multiple files. So I'm happy with this part of it. There being an activator.create instance here, I'm okay with. I just don't like it down here. Throw if null. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm going to stop focusing on this. I think we just need to do these to-do items. I think I'm going to end because I've been streaming now for way too long, right? Yeah. This is enough for one day. I'll write where I left off over here. Need to address the to-do items in this class. Wait, they're not in this class. It's in this one. How far have we gotten into this? This part's done. Take duration into account instead of calling this. Yeah, so these two things are done. I haven't checked them in yet. Yeah, make sure these aren't ultra powerful. That's pretty important too. Yeah, this is done. Drag this up a little bit. Oh, you can't do that. Keep track of buffs somewhere. That's done. That's still needed. Make them show details when you hover over them. This part's kind of done. Yeah, so there's a lot of UI and explanation stuff and just kind of clean up level things. And then we need to make a whole bunch of different buffs as well. Although I'm not going to focus too much on that part. There'll probably just be some basic things that we do at first. But all in all, this has gone pretty well. We just started this today. We're probably, yeah, maybe about a third of the way through. I know about a third of the way through just based on these numbers, but maybe in terms of time as well. So Friday we continue. Actually, I'll probably stream tomorrow maybe. So tomorrow we do a little bit more, and then Friday we do a little bit more, and then maybe Monday we finish it. The next mentoring session is on the 9th, which is a week from today. Yeah. So Wednesday, mentoring Rami. Maybe stream. Friday is going to be equipment. In fact, let's just bump this stuff down to there. Whew. The more I see this coming to life, though, and I've got to fix up that tile map. The more I see this coming to life, the more I think this is going to be a pretty cool system to do. And like once you unlock this character and you're like, oh, my items can have a purpose, I think this is going to feel a lot better. Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, let's go find someone to raid. Man. All right, you know what? Let's raid. I was gonna say Lana's been streaming for 8 hours. Yeah, never mind. I like Lana. I like her stream, but I'm guessing she's gonna end soon. I was watching her yesterday. I think she was streaming for like 7 something hours and then finally ended. Have I not rated before? Man, I've gone through the category so many times. And to find someone I have not rated yet who is okay, let's go to this person. I've never watched this person yet. I don't know if they're good, but they're working on another game in Godot. Yeah. Show a small sprite of the item you burnt inside the crystal. Oh, that's a pretty cool idea. I'll write it down. What's the next system after the Enchanter? Probably skill trees. Yeah. Like proper skill trees. Yeah, let's rate this person. Okay. Oh, thanks, Mystical Cell. And welcome back. All right, we are going to go raid this person I've never raided before, and I'll probably be back tomorrow unless something goes like terribly wrong today. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.